This is not what you think it is. The upcoming six-planet alignment has a dark side, one they're not telling you about. This isn't just a pretty light show in the sky. This is a powerful cosmic event with real-world implications that most people, including mainstream media, are completely ignoring. What they present as a purely positive astronomical alignment is something far more complex, something that has been anticipated and possibly manipulated by unseen forces with their own agenda. This isn't a random occurrence. This is a carefully orchestrated event, and understanding the hidden aspects of this alignment is crucial for navigating the intense energies that are coming. This event, while presented as unique, is part of a larger pattern of energetic cycles, but this particular alignment, with its specific configurations and planetary aspects, is completely different from anything you've experienced before. You might have witnessed similar celestial events, but this one is unique, not just in its appearance, but in the scale of its potential impact. This alignment has been predicted, its significance understood by very few, and now the time has come for it to unfold. This alignment isn't just some distant astronomical event. It will affect everything in your life, from your relationships and your career to your finances and your emotional well-being. This is not something you can afford to ignore because the implications are profound, touching both your personal life and impacting the entire collective consciousness. The scale of this event is both personal and global. The energies it unleashes will not just change your individual energy, but will ripple out, impacting the structure of global systems. If you're not aware of the darker side of this alignment, you'll be at the mercy of forces you don't understand, making you vulnerable to negative influences and hidden agendas. The potential here is massive, but the energies are not inherently good or bad. It's your personal choice that will dictate the outcome. This is a time to understand the duality of these energies. The same power can bring about great positive change as well as profound negative consequences if you're not aware. The basics of planetary alignments are simple. Planets align at certain points in their orbit, creating specific energetic fields, but this alignment is not just a simple gathering of planets. There is a specific dynamic at play here. What's unique about this is that it's creating a thinning of the veil, weakening the boundary between the physical and spiritual realms, allowing other entities to cross over in a way that hasn't been seen for centuries. When the veil thins, the normally unseen becomes visible, both benevolent and malevolent. This alignment amplifies both positive and negative energies, influencing your emotions, your intuition, and even your physical body, resulting in specific symptoms such as dizziness, changes in sleep patterns, and sudden emotional outbursts. You might feel more sensitive, more intuitive, more in touch with subtle signs and synchronicities. The universe is attempting to communicate with you more directly through repeated numbers, vivid dreams, and unusual coincidences. Pay attention to these moments because they carry a significant meaning. But what if it's not a random occurrence? What if someone wants this to happen? The truth is that there are hidden agendas at play, and those in the know are aware of the potentially negative impacts, but they are keeping it secret. There's a lot they don't want you to know. This alignment isn't just a celestial event, it's a coordinated moment with a specific agenda that is not in your best interest. You need to be aware, you need to be informed. Specific symptoms and signs will reveal this alignment's deeper influence. Unusual sensations, seeing repeating numbers, and having very vivid dreams will indicate a deeper, darker involvement. But before I reveal the full picture, before I show you the truth they don't want you to know, I need to show you how this energy is specifically impacting you. Stay tuned to learn what happens next. Before I reveal the full picture, before I show you the truth they don't want you to know, I need to show you how this energy is specifically impacting you, and that starts with the astrological mechanics behind it. This isn't just any alignment. It's a convergence of 6 powerful planets: Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Venus, Neptune, and Uranus, each with its own specific influence. But what makes this particular alignment so different, so potentially challenging, is the way these energies interact. Mars, typically a planet of action and drive, becomes a force of chaotic energy when combined with the expansive influence of Jupiter and the restrictive influence of Saturn. This creates a push-pull dynamic, like a car with one foot on the gas and one on the brake. Venus, usually associated with love and harmony, finds itself under the shadow of Neptune, a planet of illusion and deception, creating a distorted view of relationships. Then, Uranus, the planet of chaos, adds an unexpected, erratic energy that can throw everything into disarray. These aren't just planets aligning, they're engaged in a cosmic dance of conflict and tension. What's so rare is that they are forming very specific aspects and conjunctions that create a unique energy field, one that amplifies the negative potential rather than balancing it. The aspects between these planets create a kind of energetic feedback loop, intensifying each other's negative traits. It's like a pressure cooker, and the pressure is rising. This combination of energies is not just rare, it's unprecedented, and this is why it has been anticipated and feared by those who understand its true nature. These planets are not working in harmony, but in a complex dance of conflict, creating a potentially dangerous imbalance in the energetic field. This alignment isn't just happening anywhere in the sky. It's occurring in the astrological zone of Scorpio. Scorpio is the sign of transformation, but it's also the sign of death, rebirth, hidden truths, and secrets. This is a very specific zone, and that means something for you. It's a sign that dives deep into the subconscious and isn't afraid to confront the darkness, and that is going to be the theme of this alignment. It's in this zone where old wounds can surface, where hidden agendas come to light, where deep-seated fears are dragged into the open. This is not going to be a comfortable experience for most, and the location is not a coincidence, but a very specific choice, as it amplifies the more challenging aspects of the alignment. The symbolism of Scorpio is not just relevant to the alignment, it is a key piece of the puzzle. It's a sign that doesn't shy away from the darkness and is also a key indicator of the kind of energy you'll be experiencing. The alignment in this zone means that this alignment will bring all your shadows to the surface, whether you're ready for them or not. This zone is not about surface-level interactions, it's about diving deep, facing what is hidden, and emerging transformed, whether that is comfortable or not. But here's the key, and this is what they are not telling you. This specific alignment, the convergence of these particular planets in this specific astrological zone, was not random. It was anticipated by unseen forces, forces that have been watching and waiting for this very moment. They recognized the energetic potential of this alignment. They understood the opportunity that it presented for their own agendas. These forces, operating beyond the veil of our normal perception, have been subtly influencing the energetic outcomes, manipulating the subtle frequencies that affect your consciousness. This is why you might feel a growing sense of unease, a feeling that something is about to happen, something that you can't quite put your finger on. These are the subtle influences of these forces, and their activity is intensifying as the alignment builds. It is a deliberate orchestration, an attempt to take advantage of the amplified energies and to manipulate the outcomes. This isn't about stars aligning, it's about an energetic chess game where you are a key piece and you may not even know you're on the board. The specific configuration of this alignment makes it an open door, and these forces are ready to step through. This energy won't hit you all at once. It builds in phases. You need to be paying attention to these key dates and times, because this is how you'll understand how these forces are going to be impacting you. The energy is already starting to subtly impact things. You might notice subtle changes in the people around you or in your general energy levels. Then, around the 15th of October, you'll likely notice a shift as the planetary energies begin to coalesce, with emotions becoming more intense, thoughts becoming more erratic, and sleep becoming more disturbed. Then, as we move towards the 22nd, these energies will continue to amplify, and the veil between worlds will grow increasingly thin, so your intuition may be working over time. The peak of this alignment will be around the 25th of October, and this is when the veil will be at its thinnest, allowing for the most intense experiences and the greatest potential for spiritual interference. And then, even after the alignment starts to dissipate, the effects will linger for weeks, even months. It's important to understand that this isn't an instantaneous event, but a process, a wave that builds to a peak and then gradually recedes, but the impacts of this event will still be felt. It is essential that you stay vigilant through all of these phases. These are not just dates on a calendar, these are markers of specific energetic shifts that require your attention and your intention. This thinning of the veil, this weakening of the boundary between the physical and spiritual realms, is not just a beautiful, mystical event. It's also a doorway, and that door swings both ways. It's not just a doorway for positive spiritual experiences. It also allows lower vibrational entities to gain access to your reality. These entities, they feed off of the negative emotions, the fear, anxiety, and uncertainty. And as the veil thins, they become more active, more visible, and more able to influence your thoughts, your emotions, and even your physical health. This alignment isn't just about an energetic shift. It's about the potential for spiritual interference and the potential for an increase in negative activity. The energies at play aren't neutral. They're drawing forth a whole host of different types of beings, and it is crucial that you are aware of this now. When the veil is thin, the line between what's real and what's not gets incredibly blurred, and that means it's more important than ever to stay grounded. You are not just experiencing an astronomical event. You're now moving through a space that is shared by many other beings and energies, and not all of them are benevolent. And during this time, you may encounter a whole range of spiritual entities. Some are benevolent, acting as guides and protectors, offering wisdom and support. You might feel their presence as a gentle nudge, an intuitive insight, or a sense of peace. But there are other entities, ones who are drawn to the fear and chaos that this alignment creates, and they come in many shapes, sizes, and vibrational frequencies. These entities are often disguised, presenting themselves as something they're not to gain your trust or to get you to lower your defenses. They might appear as familiar faces, deceased loved ones, or even as seemingly positive figures of light and love, but they are anything but. They are masters of manipulation and deception, and they thrive on your fear and uncertainty. Their goal is to keep you in a state of confusion and lower your vibration. They might attempt to confuse your intuition, distort your perception of reality, and push you into a state of reactivity. The difference between a benevolent guide and a deceptive entity lies in the energy, but it's going to be more subtle than you might expect. Benevolent entities feel warm, peaceful, and supportive, whereas negative entities feel cold, draining, and manipulative. This alignment makes it even more important that you trust your discernment and to be incredibly aware of the messages you receive. But don't worry, I'm not telling you this to scare you. It's important that you understand, because it is a crucial step for ensuring that you take all the steps you can to protect yourself. The key to shielding yourself from these negative entities is to raise your vibration. These entities thrive on fear, they feed on your negative emotions, and they cannot exist in a space of high vibration. When you are operating from a place of love, joy, and gratitude, you create an energetic shield that keeps the lower vibrational entities away. You are not a victim, and you are not powerless, because your own personal vibration is your best tool of protection. Focus on maintaining a positive mindset, engaging in activities that bring you joy, and spending time in nature. These are simple but effective strategies for keeping your energy high. What's important is that you do this consciously. You don't let your default settings or your habit patterns pull you back down. You also must be aware of the tricks, the subtle manipulations, and the deceptions. When you become more grounded, you become harder to manipulate. Maintaining a high vibrational state isn't just something you do for yourself. It's also a way to support the collective and the energy field as a whole. These lower vibrational entities, they don't just wait for you to lower your vibration. They actively seek to manipulate your emotions and perceptions. They thrive on chaos and confusion, and they will do whatever they can to keep you in a state of fear and uncertainty. They might amplify existing anxieties, trigger past traumas, and distort your perception of reality. You might find yourself feeling more irritable, more reactive, more prone to negative thoughts and emotions. It will almost be like an emotional roller coaster, and you won't always know why you feel the way you do. This is because you're being influenced by entities that are manipulating your emotional field. What's critical is that you are aware and that you take back your control, because if they have access to your emotions, they will have access to your reality. When you are pulled into negative emotions, you also might be drawn to certain people or places that aren't in your best interests, so you'll need to be extra discerning. During this time, you need to be clear about what you allow and that you use your own intuition to help you navigate through this challenging period. This is not a time for autopilot. This is a time for taking back your power and for taking your own personal responsibility. You can't rely on other people to do this for you. This alignment's energy can amplify your existing emotional states, for better or for worse. If you're already feeling joyful, this energy will amplify that joy, making you feel even more expansive and positive. But if you're carrying around unresolved grief, anxiety, or fear, this alignment will amplify those emotions, bringing them to the surface with an intensity that you might not be prepared for. It will feel like your deepest wounds are now showing up in your everyday life, and that is a call to address them. The shadows that you have been suppressing will now start making themselves known, and the key here is to see this not as a negative event, but as an opportunity to heal. It might feel uncomfortable, it might feel painful, but it's absolutely essential to your growth and your personal transformation. This is not the time to avoid those feelings, you need to turn toward them. If you ignore them, they will continue to amplify, but if you acknowledge them, you can begin to release them. You need to be aware of how this alignment will amplify your feelings, so you can respond to them with understanding and compassion, rather than with judgment and fear. This alignment isn't here to punish you, it's here to show you what needs your attention. You may also experience some very specific physical symptoms. It's important to pay attention to your body and to notice what is going on, because that's how you'll know if it is the alignment affecting you. Have you felt it? Have you felt dizziness, like the ground is unsteady beneath your feet? Have you been having restless nights, vivid dreams, or changes in your sleep patterns? Do you have unusual cravings, perhaps for food you would normally avoid? All of these are physical responses to the intense energies that are now coming in. You may also find that you feel more sensitive to light, sound, and smells. Your body is attempting to adjust to a massive influx of energy, and this is how you'll know that your body is processing it. You might even feel unexplained aches, pains, or a sense of physical unease. And just like your emotions are being amplified, so too is your physical sensitivity. Consider this a diagnostic tool, a personal checklist that you can use to track your own responses to the alignment. And these symptoms, they're not just random. They're specific indicators that show that your system is working hard to adapt. The more you pay attention to these signals, the better you will be able to understand how these energies are impacting you. This alignment isn't just going to impact you, it's going to impact your relationships, your family dynamics, and your closest connections. Existing tensions or unresolved conflicts might suddenly surface, leading to arguments, misunderstandings, and emotional outbursts. It may feel like people around you are acting out of character, more volatile and reactive than they usually are. And this also might include you. It's also an opportunity for hidden truths to come to light, bringing to the surface any resentments, frustrations, or unspoken feelings. You need to be aware that this isn't just a personal experience. It's something that is impacting everyone, and it might feel more challenging to be around some people during this time. And with the heightened emotions, communication can also be challenging. You might find it more difficult to express yourself clearly or to understand what others are trying to say. The people who you have had tension with before may now show up even more intensely during this time, so you need to be prepared to work through these challenging interactions. It's vital to approach your relationships with patience, compassion, and a willingness to see beyond the surface. This is a time for understanding and forgiveness. This also means that you'll need to be extra mindful of your reactions to the people around you. The way you react during this time will either amplify or diminish the alignment's impact. This isn't a time to just let things happen. It's a time to take action with clear intentions. If you react with fear, anger, or defensiveness, you will amplify the negative energies and make yourself more vulnerable to the negative forces. But if you respond with love, compassion, and awareness, you can minimize the negative impacts and instead use this time to heal, grow, and transform. It is your choice, and it is your actions that will determine your experience during this period and the outcome. It's about recognizing that this isn't just happening to you. You are an active participant in this process. This isn't about waiting for the universe to work on you. It's about actively participating, taking control, and making the decisions about what you want to happen in your life. And it's your choices and your intentions that will make all the difference. You can choose to react, or you can choose to respond. Reactivity amplifies the chaos, while a conscious response creates an opening for positive change. Your power isn't in your circumstances, it's in how you respond to them, and this is what I'm going to teach you now. So what do you do? What are the tools you can use during this time? First, make sure you're using practices such as meditation and journaling. Meditation will help you to quiet your mind, allowing you to connect with your inner wisdom and your higher guidance and your inner compass. It allows you to observe your thoughts and your emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them. It will allow you to understand what is happening and to give you the space to choose how you want to respond. And journaling will help you process your emotions, and it can also help you identify patterns in your thinking and any subconscious beliefs that may be holding you back. It allows you to gain clarity and to understand the source of your emotions and reactions so that you are not being controlled by them, and also allows you to be more honest with yourself. It will give you insights into your own internal world, showing you where you're aligned and where you need to make changes. These practices aren't just something to try, they're tools that have been used for thousands of years to navigate these kinds of energies and will be invaluable at this time. These practices aren't about escaping the challenge, it's about preparing yourself to meet it with clarity and awareness. And most importantly, you must set your intentions and act in alignment with those intentions. This isn't the time for passive wishes. It's a time for clear, focused intentions and aligned action. What kind of future do you want to create for yourself? Are you willing to step into your power and choose to make it happen? When you set a clear intention, you're sending a message to the universe about what you want to create, and that will influence your experience. But intention without action can easily become just a distraction. It's the action that will create momentum, and it's that momentum that will help bring your intentions into reality. If you want to create positive changes in your relationships, then take actions that demonstrate love, compassion, and forgiveness. If you want to transform your career, then take action that moves you in that direction. It's like planting a seed. You can set the intention to grow a tree, but you have to take action and plant the seed. It's the combination of both intention and action that will allow you to harness the powerful energies of this alignment and transform your life. The universe will support you if that's what you choose to do. I've had many people share with me the success they've had, and I want to share with you some of those case studies now so you can understand the potential of how these practices can help you. One individual had an emotional release that lasted for 3 days. When it was done, she shared with me that it was more liberating than 10 years of therapy. It cleared all of that negative charge from their field and allowed them to see things from a new perspective. Another individual who had been experiencing chronic fatigue suddenly found that they had more energy than they had in years because they had begun to actively set intentions around their health and released subconscious blockages through journaling. And there are countless examples. of people who have used these powerful practices to transform their relationships, their careers, and their lives. And their stories are not just inspirational, they are also a testament to the power you hold and the impact you can make even during these kinds of intense energetic shifts. What they did was simply use the tools available and take action aligned with their intentions. These aren't just stories, they are evidence of what's possible when you choose to step into your power. And that's what I want you to understand more than anything: you're not a puppet of the planets. You are influenced by these energies, but you have free will, you have choices, and you have a say in how you experience them. You are not a victim of cosmic forces. You are a powerful creator, capable of shaping your own reality. Your personal power is the key. The universe is always responding to your choices and your intentions, but now more than ever, you need to use that power consciously and purposefully. The fact that you are hearing this message means that you are already equipped with the awareness and the tools that you need to navigate through this period. This isn't an accident. You've been called here for a reason, and now you must take the steps required. You have a choice. You can be swept away by the chaotic energies, or you can take charge of your life and create the future that you truly desire. I am here to show you the way, and together we will navigate this period, and we will use this alignment to transform our lives. But first, there's more that you need to know, more that they're not telling you, and it's crucial that you are prepared for what's coming next. This alignment isn't just about pretty lights in the sky, it's about a fundamental shift in how you perceive reality, and it's crucial you understand the potential pitfalls. The dark side of this six-planet alignment isn't some abstract concept. It's a real force that will manifest in very tangible ways in your daily life. You might find yourself suddenly overwhelmed by anxiety, even if there's no logical reason for it. It's not just a mild worry, it's a deep, pervasive unease that can feel like a weight on your chest. Irrational fears, ones that you thought you'd overcome long ago, might resurface with surprising intensity. You might also experience sudden, unexplained bursts of anger or irritability, and you might find yourself snapping at loved ones over the smallest things and wondering where it came from. It's like an internal storm brewing, and it's not coming from nowhere. This isn't about you, it's about the energies you're now moving through. These amplified emotions are not random. They are the dark side of the alignment expressing itself, and it's vital you become aware of them. This is not the time to assume you know where your feelings are coming from, because they will not always be your own. And it's not just your internal world that will be impacted. Your perceptions themselves will become distorted, so that you start viewing people and situations with a negative bias. Individuals you once trusted may suddenly seem suspect, their motives questionable, even if they haven't done anything differently. This isn't about them, it's about how your perception is being influenced by this dark energy. This is why it's so essential you question your perceptions, especially during this time, and that you are taking responsibility for your own thoughts, feelings, and actions. The alignment is not just happening to you, it is changing the way you see the world. Are you ready to see the world differently, even if it's not what you expect? This distortion of perception isn't just about seeing the world differently, it's also about how you see yourself and how you see other people. During this time, you might notice that you're projecting your own fears and insecurities onto others, seeing them as the source of your unease. This is called shadow projection, and it means you're taking your internal world and placing it onto someone else. For example, if you're feeling insecure about your career, you might perceive your colleague as being overly competitive or undermining, even if that's not their intention. If you are afraid of being abandoned, you may start seeing every innocent action from a friend as proof they are going to leave you. It's a mirror of your own internal fears, reflected back to you through your relationships. It is a warning sign. It's not that they have changed, it's that you have, or rather, your perception has. What's being amplified are your core wounds, and they are being reflected back to you through the people closest to you. This can create heightened conflict in your relationships and family dynamics. A simple disagreement can quickly escalate into a full-blown argument. You may find yourself perceiving malicious intent where none exists, reading between the lines and assuming the worst. This is not a time to be reactive. This isn't about other people, it's about your own internal world, and this alignment is showing you the areas you need to focus on. These aren't just fleeting thoughts or feelings, they are deep-seated insecurities being amplified by the alignment's energies. And if you do not catch yourself in the act of projecting, you may fall victim to these distortions, believing them to be the truth. Are you going to fall for these distortions, or are you going to recognize them for what they are? And as these energies continue to intensify, you may begin to notice other signs, subtle clues that are more than just coincidences. These are not random occurrences. They are spiritual signifiers, markers of the energies at play. You might find that you're seeing the same numbers repeatedly on clocks, license plates, or receipts. These are not just random numbers, they are messages from the universe, specifically chosen to catch your attention. You might have incredibly vivid dreams that feel more real than your waking life, dreams filled with symbolism and meaning that you can't ignore. These are not just subconscious ramblings, they are doorways to another reality. You might experience sudden encounters with specific people, individuals who seem to appear out of nowhere at just the right moment. These are not accidental meetings, these are synchronistic encounters designed to guide you forward. These signs, they're like breadcrumbs leading you along a path, and it's up to you to follow them. And when you notice these, it's crucial to act on them. If you see repeated numbers, note them down, look up their meaning, and journal about what you were thinking or feeling at that time. If you have vivid dreams, record them in as much detail as possible and look for the deeper meanings behind the symbols and see if they relate to your current circumstances. If you encounter someone unexpectedly, pay attention to the interaction and see if there's a lesson or an opportunity that is being presented. These signs aren't just random occurrences. They are specific communication from the universe. This isn't the time to ignore your intuition, because what you are about to see might just be the most important message you will ever receive. These clues are subtle, but if you're paying attention, you'll be able to notice them all around you. Are you ready to follow the path that is being revealed? These negative manifestations aren't just random occurrences. They're directly connected to the specific astrological aspects of this alignment. For example, the challenging square between Mars and Saturn amplifies feelings of frustration, restriction, and anger. It creates an internal pressure, as if you're being held back from taking action, and it can manifest as irritability, impatience, or a sense of being stuck. The opposition between Venus and Neptune creates a distorted view of relationships and love. This can manifest as confusion, deception, and a tendency to idealize or romanticize things that are not real. You might be drawn to relationships that aren't in your best interests, or you might find yourself overlooking red flags as you are under the influence of this Neptune-Venus aspect. And the erratic energy from Uranus creates sudden shifts in mood, unpredictable behavior, and a sense of being ungrounded. These are not random feelings, they are the direct result of these astrological forces. These planets don't operate in isolation, they interact with each other, creating a complex web of energy. The combination of these influences creates an energetic field that amplifies the negative potential, which is why it's so important you are aware of it. This alignment is not just an abstract idea. It is a real force that is directly impacting your emotions, your perceptions, and your relationships. What you're experiencing is not in your head. It's a direct result of the cosmic forces at play. The planets are working together to bring your deepest shadows to the surface, to push you to confront them and to transform. Are you ready to face the truth, even if it's uncomfortable? And as this alignment intensifies, the veil between the physical and spiritual realms grows thinner, making you more susceptible to spiritual interference. This is not just about experiencing higher frequencies, it's also about being vulnerable to lower vibrational entities, those that thrive on chaos and confusion. These entities, they aren't always obvious. They can be very subtle in their manipulations, influencing your thoughts, your emotions, and even your actions without you even realizing it. They may amplify self-doubt, making you question your own abilities and your worth. They might create conflict with others, stirring up old disagreements and misunderstandings. They might promote a sense of despair, making you feel hopeless and helpless. These are not just random negative thoughts. They are deliberate attempts to lower your vibration and keep you trapped in a cycle of fear and reactivity. This is not just about your emotional state. It's about your very consciousness being manipulated. They're like parasites. They attach themselves to your energetic field and feed on your negative emotions. They will do everything they can to keep you in a state of fear, because that is their food source. They are more obvious during this alignment, which means you may actually be able to see these entities or experience their energy more strongly. This is because the veil is thin, which also means they have easier access to you. It is a warning sign, but it is not something you cannot manage. This is why it's so crucial to be aware of their tactics. Are you willing to protect yourself from their influence? And these entities aren't always obvious. They can be incredibly deceptive, disguising themselves as benevolent beings or even as your own intuition. This is where discernment is crucial, as not everything that comes to mind is the truth. You might believe that you are receiving guidance from your higher self, when in fact, it's a lower vibrational entity mimicking your own inner voice. They may present themselves as deceased loved ones, offering messages of comfort and reassurance, but their true intention is to keep you dependent on them. They may even appear as beings of light and love, speaking words of inspiration and hope, but their underlying motivation is to manipulate your energy for their own gain. These entities are masters of disguise, and they know exactly how to play on your vulnerabilities. They will exploit your fears, your desires, and your sense of loneliness, and make you believe that they are there to help you. They are subtle, they are manipulative, and they are incredibly persistent. This is not a time to just trust everything you think, feel, or see. You need to develop a keen sense of discernment and question the source of your thoughts and feelings. This is not a time to be naive, because you must recognize that not all beings have your best interests at heart. Are you prepared to discern between the truth and manipulation? So how do you protect yourself from these negative influences? It begins with actively establishing boundaries. Imagine yourself surrounded by a shield of white light, a protective barrier that repels all negativity. This isn't just a symbolic gesture, it's an energetic shield that you can create through visualization. Envision this shield surrounding you, deflecting all negative energy and allowing only positive vibrations to enter. This is your first line of defense, and this is also about grounding yourself. This means connecting to the earth, feeling your feet firmly planted on the ground, and imagining roots extending deep into the earth, drawing up nurturing energy from the planet. This is not about escaping your challenges, it's about finding your center. And you also must protect your energy so that you don't get drained. You can do this by setting clear intentions to only allow positive and loving energies into your field. You can use protective symbols, like the pentagram or the Eye of Horus, visualizing them around you as a way to repel lower vibrational forces. These symbols are powerful tools that can amplify your intentions and create an energetic shield. You must also clear your field by consciously releasing any negative energy that you might have accumulated through meditation or visualization. This isn't just a passive process, it requires your active participation. These strategies aren't just optional. They are essential for maintaining your energetic integrity during this time. Are you ready to actively protect yourself? And here's the thing you must understand. These entities thrive on fear. If you respond with fear, you will only amplify their influence and draw them closer. It creates a feedback loop, strengthening the negativity. Fear is like an invitation to these entities, signaling that you are vulnerable and easy to manipulate. Remaining neutral, however, is like a force field that will repel these energies. It's not about ignoring the fear or pretending it doesn't exist. It's about acknowledging it without allowing it to consume you. And how do you do this? By taking a deep breath, feeling the fear without judgment, and then choosing to release it. It's about creating space between yourself and the emotion so that you are not being controlled by it. It's about moving from a place of reaction to a place of response, a place of power. And when you do this, you send a clear message to those entities: you are not a source of food. And when you're centered, grounded, and neutral, you're operating at a higher vibration, making you less susceptible to their influence. This isn't just about protecting yourself. It's about maintaining your power, your clarity, and your sovereignty. Remaining neutral doesn't mean being passive. It means being proactive in your energy management. It's about choosing to respond rather than react, and this is going to be a key component in your protection. Are you willing to choose neutrality, even when it's difficult? Despite the intensity of these energies and the potential for spiritual interference, you must understand that you are not a victim in this process. You have personal power, and you have a choice in how you respond to this alignment. You are not a puppet of the planets or of any other spiritual force. You are an active participant in your own experience, and your choices will determine your outcomes. The alignment is not happening to you, it's happening through you, and the impact it has on your life is largely up to you. You are not powerless. You are incredibly powerful and capable of navigating these energies with grace and intention. It's about choosing how you respond and not allowing external forces to determine your experience. This period requires your conscious awareness, and it requires you to step into your power. This isn't about simply letting things happen. It's about being the conscious co-creator of your reality. The very fact you are hearing this message is an indication of your power, because not everyone will have access to this information. This isn't just about hoping for the best, it's about actively shaping your future. Are you ready to claim your power? And the choices you make now, in this moment, will have a profound impact on your future. This alignment isn't just a fleeting event. It's a pivotal moment that will set the tone for your experiences in the weeks, months, and even years to come. If you choose to engage in self-awareness, if you choose to actively work through your fears and insecurities, and if you choose to set clear intentions, you will emerge from this period transformed, more empowered, and more aligned with your true purpose. But if you choose to avoid these challenges, if you choose to remain in a state of reactivity, you might find that you are further entrenched in negative patterns and cycles. What you do in these next few weeks will have an impact on your long-term transformation. Your choices now are not just affecting your present experience, they're shaping your future trajectory. It is like a ripple effect, where each action has a consequence that will continue to build over time. This alignment isn't just an energetic event, it's a period of initiation, a moment of choice that will define your path. This isn't about fate, it's about the power of your choices. This isn't just a short-term issue, this is about the person you will become. Are you ready to take responsibility for your future? And when you set an intention, you send a message to the universe about what you want to create, and that will directly influence your experience during this alignment. But intention is just the beginning. You must also act in alignment with that intention. It is through your actions that you truly shape your reality. If you set an intention for peace and clarity, then you must also take actions that support peace and clarity. This might mean creating space for meditation, limiting your exposure to negative influences, or choosing to engage in conversations that are constructive and positive. If you intend to create positive change in your relationships, then you must also act in ways that demonstrate love, compassion, and forgiveness. And if you intend to transform your career, you must take action that moves you in that direction. Intention without action can easily become just a distraction. It's the action that will create momentum, and that momentum will bring your intention into reality. You are not separate from the energy of the alignment, you are an active part of it. Your intention, combined with conscious action, is the key to navigating the energies effectively. The planets can influence you, but they cannot control you unless you let them. Your power lies in your ability to choose and in your willingness to act. Are you ready to use your intention to create your desired reality? And this also means that it's more important than ever to engage in what I call energetic hygiene. Just like you take care of your physical hygiene by showering, eating healthy food, and exercising, you must also take care of your energetic hygiene. This means being incredibly aware of what you allow into your energy field. What are you consuming through your senses? What kind of news, media, and conversations are you engaging in? Who are you spending your time with? Are they lifting you up, or are they draining you? What thoughts are you focusing on? Are you engaging in negative self-talk, or are you choosing to focus on the positive? What emotions are you allowing to linger? Are you holding on to resentment, or are you choosing to forgive? All of these are energetic influences, and it's up to you to make conscious choices about what you allow into your field. It's not about becoming perfect, it's about making conscious choices. This is not a time to be passive, it's a time to actively manage your energetic field. This isn't about what you can't control, it's about what you can and what you choose. This alignment is requiring you to take responsibility for your energetic well-being. Are you ready to take this responsibility and to take control of your energetic field? And now let's look at real-world examples so you can see what is truly possible. I've seen people navigate these kinds of intense energies, and I've seen the amazing transformations that can happen when you are willing to embrace the process. One individual, whom I have worked with, experienced a profound emotional release that lasted several days. It felt incredibly intense and incredibly uncomfortable, but she was able to move through it by continuing her practices and by remaining neutral. When she came out the other side, she described it as feeling lighter, clearer, and more at peace than ever before. She said it was more liberating than years of therapy, and she was no longer triggered by the same things. What she discovered was that those emotions were not her own, but the residual energy from the people around her. Another individual had a series of intense spiritual encounters, some of them challenging, but she chose to remain grounded, setting firm boundaries and refusing to be influenced by fear. She used her practices as a way to find clarity and guidance, and these encounters led her to develop a deeper understanding of her spiritual gifts. The point I want to show you is that these situations are not always going to be comfortable, but if you remain neutral, use the tools, and take responsibility for your own experience, then the outcome will be positive. These stories aren't just inspirational, they're also evidence of the power you hold. Are you ready to see how these practices can transform your experience? And here's how they did it. They used their meditation and journaling as tools to navigate the intense emotions and the spiritual encounters. Meditation allowed them to stay grounded, to connect with their inner wisdom, and to choose their response rather than react. Journaling allowed them to process their emotions, to identify patterns in their thinking, and to gain clarity about what was happening. They used their visualization practices to create a shield of protection around them and to repel any negative influence. And they intentionally focused on maintaining a high vibration, engaging in activities that brought them joy, and choosing thoughts that were loving and supportive. And they also set clear intentions about what they wanted to create, focusing on peace, clarity, and healing. They did not try to avoid the challenging parts, they turned toward them, allowing the emotions to be felt, while remaining grounded in the process. They used their own intuition and their inner wisdom to guide their actions. And the key is they didn't do it perfectly, they simply chose to stay on the path. And this is exactly what you are capable of. They didn't have some special power, they simply chose to engage, to take responsibility for their own experience, and to use the practices as a guide. This isn't about them, it's about showing you what's possible for you. Are you ready to take these practices and use them in your life? And here's the final piece of the puzzle you need to understand. Transformation is not always easy, and it will often involve discomfort, and that's absolutely normal. The road to healing is rarely smooth, and it can often be challenging, confronting, and painful. You may need to face fears that you've been avoiding for a long time, to release emotions that you've been holding onto, and to confront beliefs that no longer serve you. But this discomfort is not something to avoid, it is something to embrace, because it's a necessary part of the transformation process. It is through this discomfort that you are able to grow and that you are able to expand your consciousness. It's like going through a fire. You have to be willing to step into the flames to be transformed, and you also must be compassionate with yourself. This is not about being perfect, it's about being willing to be real. And this is a process that takes time and requires patience. And it's also a process that you're not going to go through alone. The universe is supporting you, and I am here to help guide you. This isn't just about getting through this alignment, it's about becoming the most authentic version of yourself. Are you willing to embrace the discomfort that comes with transformation? And that's why you must use this knowledge to empower yourself. This challenging period can be a catalyst for powerful personal growth, as long as you choose to actively participate in your own journey. By choosing self-awareness, by setting clear intentions, and by taking aligned action, you can harness the full potential of this alignment and transform your life. You are not at the mercy of cosmic forces. You are a co-creator of your reality, and you have the power to shape your experience. You don't have to be swept away by the chaotic energies. You can choose to navigate them with grace and intention. You are not alone in this process. The universe is there to support you, and you have your inner guidance as a compass. And it's through your choices, through your actions, and through your intentions that you can create the reality you desire. The universe is waiting for you to take the next step. Are you ready to step into your power and to take charge of your life? This isn't just an alignment of the planets, it's an alignment with your own true self. But first, there's more you need to know, more that they're not telling you, and it's critical you are ready for what comes next. This distortion of reality isn't just some subtle shift in perception. It can completely alter how you experience the world around you, and especially how you view the people in your life. The six-planet alignment can act like a dark filter, twisting your perceptions and turning even the most benign interactions into sources of suspicion and anxiety. Seemingly harmless comments from your partner might suddenly sound like veiled criticisms. Their loving gestures can be interpreted as manipulative attempts to control you, and their genuine care might be seen as a form of smothering or entrapment. This isn't about them changing, it's about how your perception is being distorted, making you see things that aren't actually there. It's like wearing a pair of glasses that alter your vision, and you are seeing everything through a lens of negativity, suspicion, and fear, even if you don't realize it. And what makes this so insidious is that these feelings feel so incredibly real, like a tangible truth, making it even harder to see that these are not your own emotions or beliefs. It's like you are watching a movie, but you are not aware that you are the one projecting it. You're not just feeling different, you're also perceiving others differently, and that's where this gets truly dangerous, because those perceptions become your reality. Are you willing to see the truth, even when it's uncomfortable? And what happens when you view your relationships through this distorted lens? You begin to misinterpret every action, and that can quickly escalate into conflict. A simple question from a friend might be perceived as a challenge to your authority. A well-meaning suggestion from a family member can be interpreted as an insult to your intelligence. And a casual comment from a colleague can be seen as a personal attack on your character. It's like everything they do is being filtered through this dark energy, making you perceive the worst intentions, even when none exist. And the problem with this is that these misinterpretations are not just internal, they can very quickly lead to real-world problems. You might find yourself reacting harshly, saying things that you regret, or creating drama where there was none. This can damage relationships, create tension with the people that you love, and lead to unnecessary arguments. It's like a domino effect. One misinterpretation leads to a negative reaction, which then leads to more conflict and more misinterpretations, creating a cycle of negativity. It's not enough to simply see that this is happening. You must be prepared to actively change the patterns before they destroy your relationships. Are you aware of how your perceptions might be creating conflict in your life? And you may start to notice a pattern, specific kinds of unusual events that are more than just coincidences. They are actually signifiers that are linked to this alignment and these distorted perceptions. You might experience a sudden increase in arguments, particularly with those closest to you. These aren't just random disagreements, they are specific signifiers that the alignment is amplifying the shadows in your relationships. You may also find that you're having more bad days where everything seems to go wrong, and small annoyances seem to get amplified, which is a sign that your perception is being distorted by these energies. You might also have a feeling of being watched and a sense of paranoia, which can feel like there's an unseen presence that is influencing your thoughts and feelings, and this is an indicator that the veil is thinning and that these entities are making their presence known. It's also possible that you'll find yourself in situations where you are misunderstanding or mishearing what someone is saying, which is not a random event. This is a sign that your perceptions are being altered. These events, they are all part of the same energetic shift, and it's essential that you are aware of these connections because what happens next may not be what you are expecting. Are you able to see the patterns in the unusual events that are happening in your life? And these distorted realities, these amplified negative thoughts and feelings, aren't just random. They are fueled by the influence of malevolent entities. These entities, they thrive on chaos, confusion, and fear, and they use the energy of the alignment to amplify these negative states, to further distort your perception, and to keep you trapped in a cycle of reactivity. They're like puppeteers, manipulating your thoughts and feelings from behind the scenes, making it incredibly difficult to discern what's real and what's not. They prey on your insecurities, they amplify your fears, and they distort your perceptions, making you believe that your worst thoughts are actually the truth. They feed on the drama, they thrive on the conflict, and they use these energies to keep you trapped in low vibrational states. And the key to all of this manipulation is that it's very subtle. They don't announce their presence, they don't show their hand, they work behind the scenes, subtly nudging you towards negativity, making you believe that these thoughts are your own. And what you might not know is that it is the amplification of these negative emotions and distorted perceptions that give these entities their power. Are you willing to recognize the source of these negative influences? And these malevolent entities are not just passively present. They have very specific tactics they use to manipulate your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions, all designed to keep you trapped in low vibrational states. They might use subtle suggestions, whispering doubts into your mind, making you question your abilities and your worth. These suggestions are often so subtle that you might not even realize that they are not your own thoughts. They also might amplify your self-doubt, making you hesitant to take risks or pursue your goals. They will push you to second-guess every decision you make, creating a constant state of unease, making you feel like you are never quite good enough. And they are also very good at subtly nudging you towards specific actions, often actions that go against your best interests. They might encourage you to engage in unhealthy behaviors, make impulsive decisions, or sabotage your own progress, and they do this by using the very energy of the alignment. It's like they are playing a game of chess, and they are always at least 2 steps ahead of you, influencing your choices so that they can keep you under their control and making you feel like you are completely powerless. Are you able to recognize the subtle tactics these entities are using to control you? And one of the most insidious tactics these entities use is draining your energy field of its vital life force, which leaves you feeling exhausted, depleted, and completely drained. It's like they're siphoning off your energy, making you feel like you're running on empty. You might wake up feeling as if you haven't slept, regardless of how many hours you got. You might notice that you are experiencing a constant state of fatigue, no matter how much rest you have. You might also feel a general sense of being depleted, as if your inner resources are drying up. It's not that you're just tired. It's that you're being actively drained by these entities, and you may also experience a feeling of being unwell, a general feeling of being ill or not being completely healthy, And this is also connected to the draining of your life force. This isn't just a mental or emotional issue, it also has a direct impact on your physical body. It's like they are stealing your light, leaving you feeling heavy, dark, and completely powerless, and they do it by manipulating the very energy that keeps you alive. Are you aware of how these entities are draining your vital life force? But here's the crucial point: you are not helpless in this situation. You have the power to consciously control your energetic field, and you can do it by choosing to operate at a higher vibration. The higher your vibration, the harder it is for these entities to influence you, and it also becomes much easier for you to see what they are doing, so you can avoid being manipulated. You can do this by focusing on positive thoughts, choosing emotions of love, joy, and gratitude, and by setting clear intentions about what kind of energy you want to surround yourself with. It's like creating an invisible shield around yourself, deflecting all negativity. It's not just about feeling good. It's about taking active control of your energy and becoming less vulnerable to outside influences. It's about moving into a space where you are choosing your own reality and not allowing external forces to dictate your experience. And this shift to a higher vibrational state isn't some passive activity. It requires consistent effort and intentionality. It's about making a daily practice of choosing your own energy. This is your greatest form of protection. Are you ready to actively choose your vibration? And what you need to understand is that these entities operate in very subtle and indirect ways, making it incredibly difficult to identify their influence. It's not like they show up with horns and a pitchfork. They work behind the scenes, subtly nudging you towards negativity and fear. They might amplify a passing thought, turning it into a deep-seated fear. They can twist a minor disagreement into a full-blown argument. They might subtly alter your perception, making you see things that are not there, so that you lose trust in the people around you. They know exactly how to work with your vulnerabilities, and they will use every opportunity to exploit your weaknesses, to create doubt, fear, and chaos. And what makes this even more challenging is that it takes a keen level of self-awareness, a discerning mind, and a very neutral observer to truly see through their manipulations and to distinguish between your own thoughts and external influences. This isn't something you can simply switch on. It requires constant vigilance and a commitment to personal growth. Are you ready to develop the discernment needed to see through these manipulations? And as you move through this alignment, you might start to notice some very specific physical responses in your body as the energies become even more intense. You might experience an increase in headaches, particularly throbbing headaches that seem to come out of nowhere, and these aren't just regular headaches. They are a sign of the intense energy impacting your nervous system. You may also have increased dizziness, a feeling that the world is spinning or that you are unsteady on your feet, which is also a sign of the energies shifting your perception of reality. Digestive issues, such as nausea, bloating, and changes in appetite, are also common as these energies impact your solar plexus chakra and your body's ability to process energy. And you might also experience an unusual level of fatigue, a sense of being completely drained, no matter how much rest you have, which also ties in with the entities that are draining your life force and is a sign that your physical body is struggling to adapt to the intense energies. These aren't just random physical symptoms. They are the direct result of the powerful energies of this alignment impacting your physical body, and they should not be ignored. Are you able to see how your body is responding to these intense energies? And as the energies continue to intensify, old traumas, old wounds, and unresolved issues can suddenly resurface with surprising intensity. It's like the alignment is acting as a spotlight, illuminating the darkest corners of your emotional landscape. Past hurts, past betrayals, and past disappointments may come to the surface, often with little or no warning. You might find yourself experiencing intense emotional reactions that seem disproportionate to the situation, or that emotions that you thought you had moved past are suddenly front and center, impacting your mood, your relationships, and your general sense of well-being. Old patterns of behavior, such as self-sabotage or avoidance, might also become more pronounced, and these are not just random events. They're a sign that the alignment is bringing your subconscious to the surface, forcing you to confront what you have been avoiding and showing you what you need to resolve. It's like the alignment is peeling back the layers of your emotional being, exposing the raw edges of your past, and that process is not always comfortable. Are you ready to confront your past traumas and unresolved issues? And the spiritual effects of this alignment are equally diverse, as some individuals may find that their intuition is incredibly enhanced, creating profound spiritual experiences and a deep sense of connection. These are the individuals who have done the work, who have chosen to elevate their vibrations, and they are now able to receive the benefits of these positive energies because their fields are aligned to this kind of higher frequency. And at the same time, others may experience confusion, doubt, and spiritual unease, feeling disconnected from their intuition and struggling to find meaning in their experiences. These are the individuals who may be caught up in the lower energies, in fear and in reaction, and they are now being challenged to grow and to learn. The same energetic force that enhances one individual's spiritual abilities might create confusion and uncertainty for another, and this is because the alignment acts like a mirror, reflecting your inner state back to you. And this means that what you experience is not just about the alignment. It is also a reflection of where you are on your personal journey and what you need to learn. Are you willing to see your spiritual experience for what it is? And the way that you will experience this alignment is not a one-size-fits-all scenario. I've worked with many people, and I can tell you there is a wide range of outcomes, which also demonstrates just how important your personal actions are. One individual who had a strong spiritual practice found that her intuition was incredibly enhanced, and she felt an even deeper connection with the divine. She was able to navigate the intense energies with grace, and she experienced significant personal growth because she chose to operate at this higher frequency. Another individual who had a lot of unresolved trauma experienced intense emotional releases and physical discomfort. They also found that they were more susceptible to the influence of malevolent entities, and this was because they were operating at a lower vibration. But even though they had a challenging time, they used this experience as an opportunity for healing and growth. These individuals, they did not experience the alignment in the same way, but they both experienced it as a powerful opportunity for transformation. Your experience is uniquely your own, and it is up to you to choose how you will respond. What will your experience be? And in order to navigate the intensity of this alignment, you will need very specific practices to stay grounded, centered, and protected, beginning with meditation, which is a powerful tool for navigating this time. A focused awareness meditation, where you focus on your breath, allows you to stay present in the moment and to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. This is essential for breaking the cycle of reactivity. A grounding meditation, where you connect with the earth, can help you to feel more stable and more secure, and to bring you out of the feeling of being disoriented or lost. And visualizations, where you imagine yourself surrounded by a protective shield of light, creates an energetic barrier that repels negativity and protects you from outside influences. And the key here is that these techniques are very specific, and they should be used in combination so that you have all the tools you need to effectively manage the powerful energies of this alignment. Are you ready to use meditation as a powerful tool for navigating this alignment? And you should also utilize the power of journaling as a way to process the emotions, release the negativity, and set clear intentions during this period. Use specific journaling prompts, like, what am I afraid of? What do I desire? What am I grateful for? To help you explore your inner landscape and to gain clarity about your thoughts and feelings, write down your fears and insecurities and then ask yourself, is this truly mine, or am I projecting it from another source? To release negativity, Write down everything that is bothering you, everything that you are angry about, everything that you are holding on to, and then visualize these words being released into a burning fire. And to set intentions, write down your desired outcomes in present tense as if they have already manifested, and then write down the steps that you will need to take to bring those intentions into reality. Journaling isn't just a way to record your thoughts. It is a tool for self-discovery, a way to clear out the old and to make space for the new. Are you willing to use journaling as a tool for transformation? And you must also use the power of visualization techniques to create energetic shields and boundaries that will protect you from negative influences. Imagine yourself surrounded by a brilliant white light that protects you from all lower energies. See this light as a powerful shield, deflecting all negativity and allowing only positive vibrations to enter. And if you feel like you are being attacked by negative energies in a specific area, visualize an impenetrable wall of protection around that part of your life, whether it be in your relationships, in your career, or in your home, and see those areas as being completely protected from outside influences. And you must do this consistently and with clear intention to create a powerful energetic boundary. This isn't about passively hopping for the best. It's about actively shaping your reality. It's about using your mind to create a powerful shield of protection so that you are not vulnerable to these outside influences. Are you willing to use visualization as a form of energetic protection? And here's the thing you must remember. Intention without aligned action is just a distraction, and you must act in alignment with your intentions to create the outcomes that you desire. If your intention is for peace, then you must choose actions that support peace. If your intention is for clarity, then you must engage in activities that bring you clarity. And if your intention is for healing, then you must take action that promotes your healing. It's not enough to simply set an intention. You must also commit to taking the steps necessary to bring that intention into reality. This is not about being perfect. It's about being committed to the path. This isn't just a mental or emotional exercise. It's about embodying your intentions through conscious action. It is through your actions that you truly shape your experience, and you must align what you think, what you feel, and what you do. Are you prepared to take aligned action to bring your intentions to life? And I want to leave you with this. These challenging periods can be a catalyst for incredible transformation if you choose to embrace them. I've seen individuals who have navigated these kinds of energies, who have released old patterns, healed past traumas, and created incredible positive changes in their lives through the very techniques I've shared with you today. These individuals, they didn't do it by accident. They did it by choosing to engage in the practices, and they did it by taking responsibility for their own experience. And their stories aren't just inspirational, they are proof of what is possible when you choose to step into your power. And what you must also understand is that these positive transformations often come after periods of intense discomfort and challenge. So if you're currently going through something that is difficult, know that it's part of the process. It's not always easy, it's not always smooth, and it's not always comfortable, but it's absolutely possible. The universe is not working against you, it is working for you, and you are not alone. You must have faith in the path that is unfolding. But first, there is even more that you need to know. And it's not enough to simply know that these malevolent entities are draining your energy. You need to understand precisely how they manipulate your energetic field and the effects that this has on your daily life. They don't just siphon off energy like a vacuum cleaner. They subtly alter the very vibrational frequency of your aura. Imagine your aura as a musical instrument vibrating at a specific frequency, and these entities are like autochtone musicians, subtly shifting the notes, causing disharmony and disrupting the flow of energy. This manipulation causes you to feel exhausted, even when you've done nothing to warrant it, and that's not just tiredness, that's the result of your life force being actively distorted. Your emotions might feel erratic and unpredictable, shifting from joy to despair in an instant, because your emotional field has been altered. You may also experience a sense of unease, like something is wrong but you can't quite put your finger on it, and that's because your subtle energies are being actively manipulated. And these shifts, they aren't random. They are deliberate, designed to throw you off balance, to make you more vulnerable, and to keep you from reclaiming your power, all while making you think it's all your own fault. This can manifest physically as well, through muscle aches, digestive issues, and a general feeling of being unwell. These aren't just symptoms. They are indicators that your energy field is under attack. Are you beginning to see how these subtle shifts are impacting your daily life? And this manipulation goes far beyond just draining your energy. It also distorts your perceptions of reality, making you question your thoughts and your feelings, and creating false narratives about the world around you. Remember that distorted lens we talked about. It's not just altering how you see others. It's also changing how you see yourself. These entities can subtly amplify your self-doubt, making you believe that negative thoughts are your own, that you are not good enough, or that you are unworthy of love or success. It's like they are planting seeds of negativity in your mind, and then amplifying those seeds, making them grow into full-blown beliefs that are completely untrue. You might start to misinterpret your own emotions, believing that sadness is depression or anxiety is a sign of impending doom. You may also find yourself creating false narratives about others, believing that they have negative intentions, even when there's no evidence to support it. It's like they're rewriting your inner world, distorting your truth, and making you question everything you know, even your own identity. And this is where it gets so insidious, because it feels like these thoughts are your own, that these feelings are coming from inside of you, and that is precisely how they trap you. It's a subtle form of mind control, designed to keep you in a state of confusion, fear, and self-doubt. Are you starting to recognize how your perceptions are being manipulated? And this manipulation of your energetic field isn't just some random act. It's linked to specific astrological aspects of this alignment. Certain planetary configurations create an energetic field that's more unstable and susceptible to manipulation by these malevolent entities, almost like a cosmic green light for their activities. The specific alignment of Mars, with its aggressive and forceful nature, alongside the influence of Saturn, with its focus on limitations and restrictions, creates an energetic backdrop that makes it easier for these entities to feed off fear and amplify negative energies. Venus, often associated with love and beauty, can become distorted by these manipulations, causing conflicts in relationships and creating a sense of disharmony. And Neptune's influence, which can often lead to spiritual experiences, can become a source of delusion and confusion, making it harder to see what is real and what is not. This isn't just about the planets. It's about the way these specific planetary energies combine to create a volatile and unstable field, one that makes you far more vulnerable to external manipulation. The planets are not causing this on their own, but they do act as an amplifier, making these forces far more powerful and much harder to avoid than they would be in any other period. Are you starting to see the deeper connections between the astrological influences and your personal experiences? And this interference isn't just about what's happening inside of you, but also what's happening in your environment. You may start to notice very specific subtle shifts in your surroundings that are more than just random coincidences. These are signs that these manipulations are at play. Technology might suddenly start to malfunction, your computer might crash, your phone might not work properly, or your internet connection might be unreliable. It's not that these are just random tech glitches. They are actually subtle indicators of energetic interference. You might also notice unusual noises, like a hum, a buzz, or a faint whispering that seem to come from nowhere and that are difficult to identify, and that's because they exist beyond your normal range of hearing. You might also see objects move on their own or experience sudden changes in the temperature, and you'll find that these changes are not random. They are a sign that the energetic field is being disrupted. These aren't just strange occurrences. They are all subtle signifiers that these entities are attempting to disrupt your energetic field. When you experience these events, it's important that you pay attention, that you note what's happening, because it's an indicator that there is manipulation occurring, and it's not just some random event, especially during this period of intense energetic shifts. Are you aware of the subtle shifts happening in your environment? And what you need to understand is that this alignment is not just a shift in planetary energies, it is also a time of intensified battle for your very consciousness. Malevolent entities are actively attempting to pull you into lower vibrational states because they need your energy to feed their existence. They seek to amplify fear, doubt, and chaos, not just on an individual level, but also on a global scale, creating division and despair in the collective field. They know that the more people they can pull down, the more power they have, and this alignment provides a unique opportunity for them to push their agenda, because they feed on the increased fear and confusion. This is not just about your personal experience, it's about the future of humanity, and it's about the choices that you make during this time. Your energy is not just your own, it is a part of the collective, and your ability to remain grounded, centered, and in a higher vibrational state is crucial, because you are influencing the larger collective in everything that you do. These entities, they are specifically targeting individuals like you who have a higher level of awareness, because they know that if they can pull you into lower states, they can influence the collective far more effectively. Are you beginning to understand the scope of this battle for consciousness? And you also need to know that these entities are not just focused on you as an individual, they also attempt to influence the collective consciousness by creating a sense of confusion, division, and despair on a large scale. They amplify negativity by using the media, social media, and through other people, and this creates a feedback loop where more and more people get pulled into the low vibrational energies. This creates a sense of mass hysteria, where people are more likely to act out of fear and reaction rather than from a place of reason and logic. They also work by creating a sense of division, pitting groups against each other, creating conflict, and preventing people from working together towards a more positive future. And what you must understand is that this is a strategic and very intentional move. They know that when the collective is in a state of confusion, it becomes far easier for them to control and manipulate. The more people they can pull into these low vibrational states, the more powerful they become, and the harder it becomes for humanity to progress. It's a battle that is taking place on both a personal and a collective level, and it's essential that you recognize how these external forces are working to destabilize everything. Are you beginning to see how the collective energy is being manipulated? And in the midst of this battle for consciousness, your most powerful tool is self-awareness, discernment, and your ability to maintain emotional neutrality, and this may be one of the most important things you can do right now. These entities thrive on emotional reactions. They feed off your fear, your anger, your sadness, and every other low vibrational emotion. When you react emotionally, you are giving them an opening, a point of entry where they can attach and manipulate you more easily. But when you are in a state of neutrality, you become like a smooth stone. They have nothing to grab onto and nothing to feed from. Emotional neutrality isn't about being unfeeling or uncaring. It's about observing your emotions without judgment and without allowing them to control your actions. It's about acknowledging your feelings without reacting to them. It's about choosing how you will respond rather than simply reacting. This requires a level of self-awareness to understand when your emotions are being triggered, so you can make the conscious choice to step back from reactivity and observe. This is how you begin to break the cycle of manipulation. This is your greatest protection. Are you ready to claim the power of your neutral observer? And these entities can also manipulate your perception of time, making it incredibly difficult for you to track their influence. And this is one of the most disorienting and effective tactics that they use. They can speed up or slow down your perception of time, making it feel like hours have passed when it has only been a few minutes, or vice versa. This can create a sense of confusion and make you feel like you are losing control, because it's very difficult to know how long you have been under their influence. It's like you are living in a distorted reality where time has no meaning, and it makes it incredibly difficult to maintain a sense of grounding or stability. They use this distortion to keep you confused and to prevent you from connecting with your own intuition. And the reason they do this is to keep you from understanding what is really happening and to make it more difficult for you to identify their methods of manipulation. This time distortion is subtle, but it is also incredibly powerful, and this is why it is so essential that you are aware of the possibility so you can maintain your focus and stay in the present moment. Are you ready to recognize the subtle ways these entities are distorting your perception of time? And beyond these energetic manipulations, this alignment can also trigger a deep spiritual crisis, particularly for those who are not fully prepared for the intensity of these energies. You may experience a sense of disconnection from your spiritual self, feeling lost on your path, or feeling like you are no longer connected to the divine source. Your purpose that may have once been clear might feel blurry or completely obscured, leaving you with a feeling of emptiness and despair. You might feel completely alone, as if there is no direction and that everything that you once believed is no longer true, and these aren't just fleeting moments of doubt. They are a sign that your spiritual core is being challenged by these intense energies. This can also create a feeling of being lost, as though you have no idea where you are going and no idea who you are, and these moments of uncertainty can be overwhelming, leaving you feeling completely adrift. It's as if your inner compass has been broken, leaving you struggling to find your way back to yourself. And if you are feeling like this, you are not alone. Many are going through similar challenges at this time. Are you willing to acknowledge the spiritual challenges that you are facing right now? And this spiritual crisis, it can also lead to intense feelings of isolation and loneliness, making it difficult to connect with others or to feel like you belong, and this makes this journey even more challenging. You may find that you are pulling away from friends, from family, or from your community because you feel like nobody understands what you are experiencing. You might start to feel like you are completely alone and that there is nobody that you can trust, and these feelings can be incredibly painful and difficult to navigate. These feelings are amplified by the alignment, and they aren't necessarily aligned with reality, so you must make a conscious choice to push back against them. It's not that there aren't people who love you, it's that the energies are causing you to withdraw into yourself and making it difficult for you to connect with others. And if you are not aware of this dynamic, then it's easy to get lost in these feelings of loneliness. It's important that you recognize that these feelings are a sign of the energetic intensity and that they are not necessarily a reflection of your relationships. Are you ready to acknowledge these feelings of isolation and loneliness? And the way that you react to these spiritual challenges, that will determine whether they become a deeper crisis or a catalyst for your spiritual awakening. And that is a very powerful choice you have to make at this time. If you choose to engage in self-reflection, to use the techniques that I have shared with you today to connect with your higher self, and to actively release negative patterns, then this crisis can become an opportunity for tremendous growth. But if you choose to resist, to stay stuck in fear, to allow your emotions to control you, then you will likely descend into further despair, making it much harder to navigate this difficult period. Your choices in these moments, they are essential for your future path. These challenges, they are designed to push you to grow, to learn, and to step into your power, and it's up to you whether you allow them to bring you down, or if you choose to use them as a way to reach higher levels of spiritual understanding. What will your response be to these intense spiritual challenges? And there's one more layer that you need to understand about this spiritual crisis, and that is the concept of the spiritual ego, and how that can be easily manipulated by these entities, leading you astray without you even realizing it. The spiritual ego is not the same as your authentic spiritual self. It's a false sense of spiritual superiority that can lead to a belief that you have achieved enlightenment or that you are somehow more advanced than others, and that is a very dangerous belief to have at this time. This false sense of superiority can create separation from others, making it harder to learn and to grow because you are not open to new perspectives. It can also lead to a sense of spiritual arrogance, making you believe that you know everything and that you no longer need guidance, when the truth is you still have much to learn and are just as vulnerable to manipulation as anyone else. This can also lead you to a path of self-aggrandizement, making you focused on yourself rather than on the greater good. It's a form of spiritual deception designed to keep you from reaching your full potential, and the entities who are manipulating you are very good at exploiting this vulnerability. Are you able to recognize the potential influence of your spiritual ego? And in order to navigate the distorted perceptions that are being created during this time, you will need a very clear plan, and the first step is to assess your current state. Take a moment to step back and to honestly evaluate your thoughts, your feelings, and your behaviors. Ask yourself, are my thoughts positive or negative? Am I feeling joyful or fearful? Am I acting with love or with anger? This is a process of self-inquiry, and you must be honest with yourself. Use your journal to explore these areas of your inner landscape without judgment. If you find that you are experiencing negative thoughts or feelings, ask yourself, are these genuinely my own thoughts and feelings, or could they be influenced by external sources? Are these feelings new, or have they been there a long time? Do I recognize the source? This level of self-assessment and inquiry is a crucial tool for identifying where your perceptions are being distorted. It allows you to step out of reaction and into a state of observation, which gives you the time and space to choose how you are going to respond. Are you willing to take the time to truly assess your current state? And the next step is releasing the attachment to those negative emotions and those distorted thought patterns. This requires you to actively engage with those emotions, to acknowledge their presence, and then to consciously choose to release them. Use the forgiveness practices I've taught you to forgive yourself, to forgive others, and to release all resentment, all anger, all pain. Engage in deep breathing exercises to help you regulate your emotions and to calm your mind, and set the specific intention to release all negativity from your field. Visualize the negative emotions as being like a dark cloud, and then visualize them being released as they dissipate into the light. This isn't a passive activity, it is an active process of reclaiming your energetic field and choosing to release that which no longer serves you. This requires intention and commitment, and it also requires a willingness to let go and to trust that you are capable of creating your own reality. This is your opportunity to choose to break free from manipulation. Are you ready to actively release your attachments to negativity? And if you find that you are engaging with spiritual entities, then you must also use your own discernment and your higher intuition to determine whether they are benevolent or malevolent. And that is one of the most crucial things you must learn to do during this time. If you sense fear, unease, or a feeling of being manipulated, then that's a sign that the entity is not aligned with your highest good. Trust your gut instincts. Pay attention to how you feel. If you sense love, peace, and expansion, then that's a sign that the entity is coming from a place of higher consciousness. And it is very important that you set clear boundaries and do not allow any entities to control your choices or to tell you what to do. Remember that you are in control of your own life and destiny. This is where your neutral observer becomes crucial. You must maintain a state of non-reactivity so that you can make decisions from your higher self rather than through your emotions, because that's where the manipulation occurs. And you must always act with intention and with clarity, because that is what creates the positive change. Are you ready to act as a conduit for higher frequencies? And the most important message for you to remember is this: you have the power to navigate these challenges, to reclaim your personal authority, and to create a positive future for yourself and for the world. And it's not some future possibility, it's a choice you can make right now. By actively engaging in these practices, by choosing self-awareness, intention, and conscious action, you can transform your life and help to create a positive impact on the world around you. You are not a victim, you are a powerful creator. The energy that is flowing through you right now is there for a reason. The challenges you are experiencing are for a reason, and they are pushing you to step into your power. You have the ability to navigate these difficult times with grace, with strength, and with clarity. What is required of you now is that you choose to engage with these practices, that you choose to elevate your own consciousness, and you choose to step into the role that you are destined to play. And this isn't just about you, it's also about the impact you have on the collective field, and the more individuals who make this choice, the more light we bring to the planet. What kind of future do you choose to create? And now you must also understand that these entities don't just manipulate your energy, they're masters of illusion, experts at mirroring your deepest fears and insecurities back at you, and they use this as a method of control. Imagine your thoughts and feelings as a mirror. These entities can project their own negativity onto that surface, making it appear as if those thoughts and feelings are your own, and that's the true genius of their trickery. They can amplify your self-doubt, causing you to question your worth, your abilities, and your very purpose, and this creates a sense of internal chaos, making it harder for you to discern truth from illusion. They can also project their own fears onto you, making you feel anxious and uneasy, even when there's no external cause. It's like they are creating a feedback loop of negativity, feeding off your reactions, and making it increasingly difficult to break free from their influence. They use your own vulnerabilities against you, and the more you believe these projections, the more power they have over you. This is why it is essential that you understand how they are using this energetic mirroring, and what this is doing to your own perception of truth. Are you willing to look at how your own thoughts might be influenced by external sources? This isn't about judging yourself. It's about recognizing how these insidious patterns operate so you can begin to take steps to change them. And this manipulation is often amplified by what is known as the spiritual ego, which can also make you far more susceptible to these entities' influence than you might imagine. The spiritual ego, remember, is that false sense of spiritual superiority that can make you believe that you have achieved enlightenment, or that you are somehow more advanced than others. And these entities can prey on this arrogance, subtly feeding your ego, making you believe that you are invincible, that you are immune to negative influences, when that is far from the truth. They might make you feel like you have special knowledge, or that you are chosen, which can inflate your ego, making you less likely to accept guidance from others, or to acknowledge your own vulnerabilities. For example, you might believe that you are above needing spiritual protection, or that you are too powerful to be influenced, and that is a very dangerous place to be. This inflated ego creates a blind spot, where you are less likely to see the truth of what is happening, making you a far easier target for these entities to manipulate. It's like they're using your spiritual pride as a weapon against you, and the more spiritually arrogant you become, the more vulnerable you actually are. So, are you willing to confront the potential influence of your spiritual ego, and to question the source of your spiritual beliefs, rather than blindly believing you are superior? And these entities don't just project negativity. They also attach to you through what can be described as energetic cords, creating a long-term drain on your energy and a subtle yet persistent influence over your thoughts and emotions. These energetic cords are like invisible lines that connect you to the entities, acting as conduits for the transfer of negative energy, and they're also used to subtly influence your thoughts, your feelings, and your behaviors over long periods of time. These cords can attach to you through various means, from emotional trauma to negative thought patterns, or even through interactions with other people who might already be influenced by these entities. It's like they are creating an energetic connection, giving them direct access to your energy field, and the longer they remain attached, the more your life force is drained. You might feel unusually tired, drained, or emotionally depleted without any apparent reason, and that's because they are consistently feeding off you. These cords can also be used to manipulate your thoughts and behaviors, subtly influencing your decisions and actions, often leading you to stray from your path. They become like energetic leeches, slowly but surely, draining the very life out of you. Have you felt these invisible cords weighing you down and influencing your actions? Are you able to perceive them in your energetic field? And it's important for you to realize that even as the intensity of this specific alignment begins to lessen over the coming days and weeks, these energetic cords, these patterns of manipulation, will still remain if they are not dealt with. And this is why it's so essential that you understand how to remove them as soon as possible. The most intense part of the six-planet alignment reaches its peak around the 25th, but the after effects, the subtle manipulations, they will continue unless you are actively engaged in your own spiritual protection and your own energetic hygiene. This isn't just about waiting for the planets to shift, it's about taking charge of your own spiritual well-being. Even after the planets have moved to other positions and the veil begins to thicken again, the energetic cords that have formed will still remain if you haven't actively worked to release them. And that means these entities will continue to manipulate your thoughts and emotions, drain your energy, and cause disruption in your life, long after this alignment has passed. This is a very important point to understand. Are you willing to commit to the consistent practice required for your own long-term spiritual well-being, instead of thinking that it's all just over on the 25th? This is an ongoing process, not a one-time event. And these manipulations aren't just limited to your waking hours. They also extend to your dreams, which become a very active battleground for your consciousness during this period. And that means it's essential to pay attention to the messages you are receiving from your dream world. The thinning of the veil can cause heightened activity in the dream realm, leading to more intense, vivid, or even disturbing dreams. These dreams can be a direct communication from entities who are attempting to create fear, anxiety, and confusion within your subconscious mind, making it more difficult for you to discern the truth. These dreams often contain symbols, hidden messages, or layers of meaning that are not immediately obvious, and they often require deep interpretation to understand their true nature. They aren't just random images or thoughts, they are an access point, a way to influence your subconscious mind, and this can have a very real impact on your waking life. The dream world is a battleground, a place where these entities can try to plant seeds of negativity, create fear, and manipulate your subconscious beliefs. Are you aware of the messages and the symbols being conveyed through your dreams? And these entities, they are experts at using your dream state to manipulate your subconscious mind, creating false memories or even implanting negative thought patterns that can be incredibly difficult to distinguish from reality, which is why discernment is so essential in your dream life as well as your waking life. Your subconscious mind, it's far more vulnerable in the dream state, and these entities are able to exploit this, using symbolism and imagery to bypass your conscious awareness and to subtly influence your thoughts, your beliefs, and even your behaviors. They might implant a memory of a past trauma, making it feel far more real and intense, or they might create a narrative that makes you question your relationships or even your purpose. It's like they are rewriting your inner world, planting seeds of fear, doubt, and anxiety that can grow into deeply held beliefs that can be very difficult to shift. These manipulations are insidious. They are designed to undermine your inner strength, your clarity, and your ability to trust yourself. And the scary part is, they are so subtle that they can be almost impossible to detect without a high level of self-awareness and a deep understanding of the techniques that they use. So are you ready to face the potential for manipulations that exist within your dream life? Are you prepared to learn to discern the true nature of your dreams? And you need to recognize that seemingly mundane events, those little coincidences, they can often be indicators of entity influence, and they're not as random as you might believe. So it's important you stay very aware of the messages that are being sent to you through the external world. That sudden change in the weather, that repeated number you see everywhere, or that coincidental conversation you happen to overhear, they could all be orchestrated events designed to distract you, to manipulate you, or to create fear and chaos. It's like they are setting up the stage, carefully placing these events in your path to lead you to a specific outcome. A sudden power outage, a missed phone call, a chance meeting, these aren't just random occurrences. They are often strategic manipulations designed to throw you off balance and to influence your thoughts and feelings. The universe speaks in synchronicities, and if you are not aware, it is very easy to mistake these messages as mere coincidences, and that's when they can create the most chaos. You must be very aware that nothing is truly random at this time, and you will need to look at each situation with a deeper level of discernment. Are you ready to pay closer attention to the coincidences in your daily life? Are you willing to look beyond the surface of these events? And in the face of this constant manipulation, you will need to be constantly vigilant and to develop a strong sense of discernment, because these influences are subtle, persistent, and they are designed to pull you into lower vibrational states. It is essential to recognize that this is a constant battle, and it requires a high level of awareness and a consistent effort to protect yourself from these negative influences. These entities aren't just trying to distract you, they are actively trying to pull you down, to keep you in fear, anger, and sadness, because that's the energy that they feed from. They want to keep you in a state of reactivity, because that's when you are most vulnerable to their manipulation. So it's very important that you learn to recognize their tricks, that you learn to identify their methods, and you learn to protect your energy field at all times. This isn't a passive process. It is an active engagement in your own spiritual well-being, and it requires constant self-awareness, intention, and conscious effort to maintain a high vibrational state. So you must never assume you are safe, because these manipulations can be extremely subtle. Are you ready to commit to this constant vigilance, this unwavering self-awareness, to protect yourself from these insidious forces? And in the midst of this chaotic period, one of your most powerful tools is your intention, and that is something these entities can never take away from you, because your intention is the key to shaping your reality and to breaking free from these manipulations. Specific intentions can be used to release energetic cords, to clear negative influences, and to create a positive outcome. And when used effectively, these intentions can become your greatest protection and a powerful method for you to create the future you desire. But you must also understand that not all intentions are created equal, and that poorly defined or unclear intentions will do very little to help you. Your intentions must be clear, they must be specific, and they must be aligned with your core values and beliefs if they are to be effective. If you are focusing on your fears, you are sending out the signal of that fear instead of the desired outcome, and that will create more of what you don't want, not less. It's essential that you choose your intentions with care and you focus them on creating the outcome that you truly desire. So what is it that you want, and how can you use your intention to make that happen? And to create these intentions effectively, you will need a very clear framework, combining visualization, emotional alignment, and a declaration of your desired outcome, and these will be more powerful when combined. When you visualize, you are creating a picture in your mind of the reality you wish to create, making it easier for you to bring it into being. When you align with the emotions associated with that intention, you are amplifying its power and allowing it to become more real in your energetic field. And when you declare your intention, whether it is spoken out loud or written down, you are sending that signal out to the universe, making it far more powerful. So to set an intention effectively, you must first get clear about what it is that you truly want, and then you need to visualize that outcome and to feel the emotions associated with it as if it is already a part of your reality. And then you need to declare that intention, either out loud, in writing, or both, making your intentions more powerful and much more likely to come into being. You can do this every day, and it's more effective when used as a daily practice. Are you ready to combine visualization, emotion, and declaration to create intentions that are aligned with your highest good? And what you must also understand is that your intentions, without aligned action, they won't be as powerful, and that you cannot simply wish for a new reality. You must actively create it. Your actions must be in alignment with the outcome that you desire if they are to be effective, and this also requires self-awareness and a conscious effort to make sure your actions are aligned with your stated intentions. For example, if you intend to create more abundance in your life, you cannot simply sit at home wishing for money. You must also take action to create it. This might mean looking for new job opportunities, investing in yourself, starting a new business, or doing something that aligns with your desire for more abundance. Or if your intention is to create more love and connection, then you need to take actions to show love, to be present, and to connect with others, rather than hiding away. Every action, every choice that you make, is either in alignment with your intentions, or it's not, so you must be very conscious of the choices you are making in your daily life. Are you prepared to take the action that is aligned with your intention to create the future you want, rather than just passively waiting for it to happen? And this isn't a one-time fix. You will need to be consistent with these practices. You will need to maintain your intention and your action, and you must also have a commitment to your own personal growth if you are to create lasting change. This is not a sprint, but a marathon, and you must be willing to put in the work required to create the outcome that you desire. It's about choosing to live in a higher vibrational state, not just during this alignment, but every single day. This requires self-discipline and the consistent application of the techniques that we have discussed, and this also requires you to make the commitment to your own personal growth. This is not something you do once and then forget about. It's a journey, it's a way of life, and it requires you to continually focus on your own spiritual well-being. So, are you ready to commit to the consistent effort that is required to maintain your energy and to create long-term positive results in your life? This is not just about surviving this period, this is about thriving for the rest of your journey. And to assist you with this, it is essential that you learn how to cut these energetic cords, and you can do this with a very specific visualization technique that you can use at any time or in any place. In a quiet moment, close your eyes and take several deep breaths. Visualize those energetic cords, connecting you to the entities that you are seeking to release, and imagine those cords as if they were like thick ropes that are draining your energy and influencing your thoughts. Bring your intention to your mind, the intention of releasing these cords. And now imagine a sword of pure light, and with that intention, and with that sword, visualize yourself cutting through each of those cords, releasing the attachments, and sending the entities away with love and forgiveness. And after you have cut the cords, visualize yourself sealing the areas where those cords were connected with a shield of white light to protect you from any further attachments. You may need to do this more than once, because new cords can be created, but the more you do it, the more you will understand how this practice works. This is a powerful tool that you can use to actively release the manipulations that are attempting to hold you back. So, are you ready to cut those cords and to reclaim your energy? And in addition to cutting these energetic cords, it is also essential to use your breath to shift your emotional state, to release negative emotions, and to elevate your vibrational frequency, because the breath is a very powerful tool for you to use in any moment. You can use a simple technique, like box breathing, where you inhale for a count of 4, you hold for a count of 4, you exhale for a count of 4, and you hold again for a count of 4. This simple technique can calm your nervous system, it can regulate your emotions, and it can bring you back into the present moment. Or you could also use alternate nostril breathing, which is where you close one nostril and you inhale through the other, then you close that nostril and you exhale through the other, and repeat this cycle. This can balance your energy, release trapped emotions, and elevate your vibrational frequency. What you will notice is that these practices bring you into your body and out of your mind, and they allow you to choose your emotional response rather than react. The breath is always available to you, and it's the most powerful tool that you have for shifting your energy, and it's far more effective when used consistently. Are you ready to use your breath as a tool to elevate your energy and to shift your emotional state? And to maintain your energetic well-being, it's vital to establish a practice of energetic hygiene, a daily routine that includes practices to clear your field, set boundaries, and protect yourself from negative influences. Every morning, spend some time in meditation to quiet your mind and to connect with your higher self. Then you must set the intention to create a shield of protection around yourself to keep all negativity out of your field. Then, throughout your day, be aware of your emotions, your thoughts, and your energy levels so that you can take action to shift any negativity as it arises, using the techniques that I've shown you today. You must also make the choice to set clear boundaries with other people and with the outside world to protect your energy, and you must also be aware of the content that you are engaging with and the things that you are allowing into your field. Your energetic field is precious, and you are the one who is responsible for keeping it clear, protected, and aligned with your higher self. By consistently implementing these practices, you can maintain a high vibrational state and create a positive outcome for yourself and for your future path. Are you ready to take responsibility for your energetic well-being and to make this a consistent daily practice? And these practices, they aren't just short-term fixes, they will create long-term positive changes for your life and for your future, and that is so essential to recognize. By integrating these methods into your daily routine, you are not just navigating the current energies. You are creating a positive foundation for your life and for the rest of your journey, and that is the most important thing you can do right now. These practices are designed to assist you in aligning with your higher self, in releasing negative patterns, and in creating a reality that is aligned with your own personal truth. You are not a victim of circumstance, and you are not powerless to change, and with the tools that I've shown you today and the consistent effort you put in, you can create lasting positive changes in all areas of your life, and those changes will be sustainable as you are making them from a place of power and intent. So what kind of future will you create when you start using these tools? Are you ready to see how this consistency can change the trajectory of your entire life? And to bring this all together, let me share the story of one individual who used these practices to not only navigate a challenging period, but to completely transform their life and to step into their highest potential. This individual was experiencing many of the challenges that I've discussed today. Feeling drained, manipulated, having disturbing dreams, and experiencing deep spiritual uncertainty. However, instead of succumbing to these negative influences, they chose to actively engage with the techniques that I've shared with you today. They started by cutting their energetic cords and by establishing an energetic hygiene practice, and they used their intention and their actions to consistently create positive results in their life. And over time, this person released those negative patterns, they stepped into their power, and they began creating a life of joy, abundance, and purpose. And now they're sharing their experiences, inspiring others to do the same. This story is a testament to the fact that it is possible to navigate these challenges and to create a life that is aligned with your higher purpose. And that's the power of these spiritual tools, and this is the power that you have available to you right now. This wasn't luck, it was choice, intention, and commitment. Are you ready to follow a similar path? Are you ready to step into that power? And while this alignment presents some very specific challenges, it also provides opportunities for tremendous growth, and that is such an important message for you to hear today. These intense energies, they are designed to push you out of your comfort zone. They are designed to force you to confront your shadows. They are designed to step into your power, and it is up to you to choose whether you are going to allow these challenges to break you down, or whether you will use them as a way to become a stronger, more enlightened version of yourself. You have the ability to navigate these challenges with grace and with strength and with clarity as long as you understand what is happening and you choose to engage in these practices. It's not about resisting the challenges, it's about embracing them and using them as a springboard for your own spiritual evolution. Remember that transformation rarely comes easily, and that it's the difficulties that often provide the greatest opportunity for learning and for expansion. So are you willing to see these challenges as catalysts for positive change and for deeper spiritual connection rather than as obstacles that you must overcome? And remember, you are not alone on this journey, and that the universe is always supporting you, even when it doesn't always feel that way. And this is also such a powerful message you need to understand right now. You are always being guided, you are always being supported, and you always have the inner strength and the inner wisdom that you need to overcome any challenge that you might be facing. You are part of something far greater than yourself, and you are never truly alone, even if it might feel that way in moments. The universe provides us with everything we need, including opportunities for growth and transformation. And while you might not always be aware of it, you are always being guided on your path, and these challenges, they are often designed to bring you back into alignment with your true purpose. So are you ready to accept that guidance and to trust the universe in all of its infinite wisdom and support? You are part of a larger whole, and you are never truly alone. And ultimately, you have the power, the agency, and the responsibility to shape your own reality, and that is such an important message to understand at this specific time. You are the creator of your own experience, and you have all of the tools and the support you need to create a positive future for yourself and for all those around you. And it's up to you to choose what that future will be, and you can do that with every intention you set, with every action that you take, and with every choice that you make. You are not at the mercy of external forces or of negative entities. You are a powerful being with the ability to manifest anything that you desire, and all that is required is that you make the choice to step into your power and to take control of your own life. So, what kind of future do you choose to create for yourself? And are you ready to take that responsibility? Remember that the universe is waiting for you to choose, and the power is within you right now. And what you must also be aware of is that this thinning of the veil doesn't just heighten your intuition. It amplifies all of your physical senses, creating a world of overwhelming sensory input. And this heightened sensitivity makes you far more vulnerable to energetic attacks than you might think. This isn't just about seeing more clearly or hearing more acutely. It's about feeling everything more intensely, and the world is suddenly turned up, way past the comfortable level, and this can be deeply disorienting. The increased sensitivity to sounds, smells, light, and even touch can create a sense of overwhelm as your body attempts to process this flood of information, and this can make it incredibly difficult to focus or to find peace in any environment. Imagine the hum of electricity becoming a roar, or the scent of a perfume suddenly becoming unbearable, or even the touch of a fabric on your skin feeling like sandpaper. And this isn't just uncomfortable, it's also a strategic vulnerability that these entities can exploit. Because the more sensitive you are, the easier it becomes for them to manipulate your perceptions, to create illusions, and to feed you negative information. What you might consider a gift can also be a liability if not handled with deep awareness. Your heightened senses become a direct portal for manipulation if you are not fully aware and protected. Are you prepared to navigate this heightened sensory world where everything feels far more intense and where your perceptions can no longer be trusted without deep discernment? This isn't just about your intuition being enhanced, it's also about your senses being wide open, and that is both a gift and a challenge. And this spiritual interference, these energetic attacks, they are rarely overt, and that is why they are so dangerous, because they often manifest as subtle shifts in your energy, in your mood, and even in your physical sensations, making it incredibly difficult for you to determine if the disturbance is coming from within or from external manipulations. These attacks don't come with flashing lights and loud noises. They come through subtle changes in how you feel, in how you think, and in your overall experience of the world, and that's what makes them so hard to identify. You might experience a sudden headache or unexplained fatigue, an unexpected emotional outburst, or a pervasive sense of unease without any clear reason why, and that's exactly what they are trying to do. They are designed to seem like they are coming from within, making it harder for you to identify the external source or the manipulation at play. It's as if they are hacking into your internal system, creating a subtle but persistent level of unease, making it difficult to trust your own perceptions. And they use the spiritual ego to amplify their influence, making it harder for you to distinguish between genuine internal experiences and external manipulations, and they will always seek to exploit that vulnerability. And the more you believe these sensations are internal, the more power they have over you. So, are you willing to look closely at the source of these subtle shifts, and to question whether they are actually your own, or if they are being projected onto you? This is a key aspect of navigating the dark side of this alignment, to know what is your own and what is not. And you must also recognize that these attacks, these subtle shifts, they are directly connected to the specific astrological aspects of this six-planet alignment, and that this is not a random occurrence, but a carefully orchestrated energetic event, and these planets in combination create the perfect environment for this kind of spiritual interference, with a very specific astrological influence. The specific planetary aspects, the rare geometric alignments in the sky, and the specific energies that are being emitted during this particular configuration, all contribute to the intensity and the frequency of these attacks. For example, the alignment in the sign of Scorpio amplifies the hidden, the intense, and the transformational aspects of this energy, making it a breeding ground for lower vibrational entities to seek more influence. This is also further amplified by the presence of Mars, which adds a layer of intensity and a very focused energy, which makes these attacks much stronger than they would normally be. The combination of all 6 planets in this specific configuration is creating a very unique energetic field, one that is far more powerful than any other alignment this year. And it is this specific astrological design that makes it so dangerous. These are not random events. They are a specific part of the astrological design, and that is why it's essential you understand what you're dealing with. This isn't just about some abstract spiritual concept. It's about very specific astrological forces at play. Are you willing to look at how these astrological factors are directly influencing the energetic attacks that you might be experiencing? This is not random. It's part of a bigger picture. And to identify these subtle attacks, you must develop a very specific and actionable pattern of discernment, and this pattern will become your first line of defense in the face of these manipulations, and it's essential that you learn to use this now. When you notice a subtle shift in your energy, or in your mood, or in your physical sensations, your first action must always be to pause and to take a deep breath, and to use that breath to come back into your body. Ask yourself, is this feeling truly mine? Is this thought truly mine? And then look at it with an attitude of curiosity rather than fear. If you feel like the feeling or the thought is not truly yours, then acknowledge it, but don't allow yourself to get caught up in its drama. Instead, use grounding practices like connecting to the earth or visualizing roots coming from your feet, anchoring you down, and then state an intention for protection and ask for guidance from your higher self. Create a checklist that you use each time to make sure that you are actively engaged with your own protection and that you are not passively allowing these manipulations to take over your field. This checklist might include questions such as, is there an external reason for this change? Is this feeling aligned with my highest good? And am I reacting from fear or love? This pattern will assist you in identifying the manipulations and in taking action from a place of empowerment rather than reacting from a place of fear. Are you ready to create your checklist and to use this pattern of discernment to identify the source of these subtle shifts? It's not enough to just know about it. You must also take action. And you must also understand that these entities are not just manipulating your energy and your emotions. They are also manipulating your perception of time and of reality, creating a level of confusion and disorientation that can make you incredibly vulnerable to their influence. And that is the power of their deception. These entities can distort your perception of time, making it difficult to track how long you have been under their influence, and even to recall events that occurred during periods of manipulation, and that creates a very disorienting experience. Time might feel like it's speeding up, or it might feel like it is slowing down, and small periods of time might seem to stretch on for much longer than they actually are, and other times, periods of manipulation might be completely missing from your memory. It's as if they are fast-forwarding or rewinding your own internal timeline, creating a sense of confusion and unease, and it's almost like having gaps in your life that you simply can't account for. This temporal distortion makes you question your own perceptions, making it harder to trust your own understanding of what is real. This is not just a minor inconvenience. It is a manipulation tactic designed to undermine your sense of control, and it's very effective. They can make you feel lost, confused, and disconnected from your own sense of self, and that is the point. Are you ready to face these distortions of time and to question your own experiences of time and space as a method of gaining clarity? This is a key element in understanding how these entities manipulate your reality. And these entities can also manipulate your perception of reality itself, subtly shifting objects, people, or events in your surroundings to reinforce your negative thought patterns and your negative perceptions, and this is how they can make their illusions seem very real. They can cause you to see things that aren't there, to hear things that haven't been said, or to experience events that are not truly happening, and all of this can be very unsettling. These shifts in reality might appear as objects being moved, changes in the appearance of people, or inconsistencies in your surroundings. For example, you might find an object that you know was in a particular place, suddenly moved to another spot, or you might notice a subtle change in the appearance of someone you know, something as subtle as a change in eye color or a mark that wasn't there previously. These small changes are designed to undermine your sense of stability, to make you doubt your own perception, and to confuse you about what is real. They might also stage events or interactions to reinforce your negative beliefs, and they do this to make you believe that your perceptions are inaccurate and to make you lose trust in your own experience. This is a very complex form of manipulation designed to disorient you and to make you question everything that you see and everything that you experience. Are you willing to question the reality around you and to look for these inconsistencies so that you can recognize them for the manipulations that they are? And these manipulations are amplified by the weakening of the veil, and that thin veil allows them to directly influence not only your internal world, but also your physical reality, and it's important to understand that, because it can be very disconcerting. The thinning of the veil is not just an abstract spiritual concept. It is a very real phenomenon that allows these entities to manipulate your physical world more easily than ever before. Normally, there is a barrier, a separation between the physical and the spiritual, and that helps to maintain a sense of stability. But as the veil thins, the barrier becomes more porous, allowing these entities to more easily influence the physical world and to make changes in your surroundings, and that's why the inconsistencies are becoming more common. This is why it's so essential for you to engage in grounding practices and to stay present, because this will assist you in maintaining stability and in creating a buffer from these manipulations. It's as if the barrier between the seen and unseen is almost gone, making it essential that you learn to navigate both worlds with awareness. Are you willing to acknowledge how this thinning of the veil is affecting your perception of reality and how it's creating new challenges for you? And so, in the midst of this manipulation, grounding practices become your most powerful tool, and they are your key to maintaining stability and creating a buffer from these manipulations, and it's essential that you start using these on a daily basis. Grounding is not just about connecting to the earth. It's about anchoring yourself in the present moment, creating a strong sense of stability and control, and a buffer from the external manipulations. When you are grounded, you are less likely to be swayed by negative influences or to be swept away by chaotic energies, and you become less vulnerable to the manipulations of entities. You can ground yourself by spending time in nature, by walking barefoot on the earth, by visualizing roots coming from your feet, or by focusing on your breath, and these practices will help you to create a strong connection to the earth and to the present moment, making it harder for entities to manipulate your reality. It's like you are creating an energetic anchor, one that is very solid, and that the manipulations cannot move, and this also creates a sense of control in the midst of what can feel very chaotic. These grounding practices are simple, and they are very powerful, and they are your key to maintaining stability and a clear perception of reality at this time. So, are you willing to commit to grounding yourself on a daily basis, to create a solid foundation for navigating these manipulations? This isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. And while all of these energies are swirling around you, and the manipulations are very real, it's essential to understand that you have the personal power, you have the agency, and you have the choice in how you will be influenced by them, and that you are not a victim of circumstance, but an active participant in the creation of your own experience. And this understanding will provide you with the strength to move forward. The intensity of these energies and the manipulations from these entities, they can feel overwhelming, but you are not powerless, and you can choose to step into your own power, to take control of your energetic field, and to navigate this period with strength, with grace, and with clarity. You are not simply a puppet of the planets or at the mercy of negative entities. You are a conscious being with the ability to shape your own reality and to create a positive future for yourself. You are a co-creator in this experience, and the choices that you make right now, they will have a profound impact on your future path, and it's essential that you remember that. You are not a passive observer. You are a key part of the outcome, and the universe is waiting for you to step into your power. So, are you ready to claim your power and to acknowledge your ability to create the experience you want, instead of reacting to the circumstances around you? You are not powerless, you are powerful beyond measure. And in addition to understanding your power, you also need to focus on intention, on clarity, and on aligned action. And these three are very necessary qualities to navigate the intensified energies and to create a positive outcome. And that means it's not enough to just understand or to just know, you must also act on that understanding. These intense energies, they are designed to amplify everything, including your intentions, your thoughts, and your actions, and it's essential that you use this energy wisely. Setting clear intentions, engaging in actions that are aligned with your values, and consistently maintaining self-awareness, these practices will allow you to navigate these challenges with more ease, with more grace, and ultimately with a more positive outcome, and it is essential you act now. It's not enough to simply know what you want. You must also make the conscious choice to align your actions with your intentions and your beliefs, and when you do this, you become a powerful force for positive change. You cannot simply wish for a different outcome, you must also create it through your conscious choices and actions. What you think is not enough, you must also act, and that's how you create change. So, are you ready to focus on intention, clarity, and aligned action to navigate these energies and create the outcome that you desire? This is a fundamental key to using these energies effectively. And to truly step into your power, you must cultivate a deep sense of self-trust and discernment, because they are both absolutely essential, and this means you must trust the inner guidance that is available to you, and you must know that you already have everything that you need to make the best choices for yourself, and that includes the intuition, that is always speaking to you. This intuition is always there to guide you, and it's a very powerful tool for navigating these challenges. You have the inner guidance that you need to discern between truth and manipulation, and when you trust yourself, you are far less likely to be swayed by negative influences or by the projections of external entities. You have the wisdom within you to navigate this and to make the choices that are aligned with your highest good, and you must learn to trust that wisdom. This requires an active engagement with your inner world and a willingness to listen to the whispers of your own soul. It's like having an inner compass that can guide you on your path, and you must learn to follow that compass. So are you ready to cultivate self-trust and to learn to use your discernment so that you can make the best choices for yourself and your future? This is your inner key to success. And remember that these challenging times, while they might feel overwhelming, they are also opportunities for growth, for healing, and for transformation. And that is such an important perspective to hold right now, and this is where your personal choice is key. These energies, while intense, are also designed to push you to expand, to grow, and to become more aligned with your true purpose. It's all about how you perceive them. What you may perceive as negative or chaotic situations might be the most essential steps in your journey, and what you see as problems can actually be your biggest opportunities for growth. It's all in how you perceive them. And you can choose to see these challenges as obstacles, or you can choose to see them as catalysts for spiritual evolution, and that is up to you. You can choose to stay in fear, or you can choose to embrace the challenges with courage and with curiosity, and to learn from them, to grow from them, and to become a more powerful, more enlightened version of yourself. This is not just about surviving this period, it's about thriving, and it's about choosing to see the light, even in the darkest of times. So are you ready to shift your perspective and to embrace these challenges as opportunities for growth, for healing, and for transformation? This is your moment to shine. And now I will provide you with a very specific practice that you can use to create a shield of energetic protection, using the power of your intention, and that combination of intention, visualization, and emotional power will give you very real and immediate results. Find a quiet space where you will not be disturbed, close your eyes and take several deep breaths, and then set your intention with clarity and with focus to create a shield of light around yourself for your own safety and for your own protection. Visualize this shield as a bright, radiant light surrounding your entire being, and imagine that this light is impenetrable to all forms of negativity, all forms of manipulation, and all forms of lower vibrational influence. Feel the power of that light and allow it to fill you with a sense of safety and security, knowing that you are fully protected. And reinforce this visualization with strong emotions, feelings of confidence, of peace, and of empowerment, allowing this protection to become very real and very tangible. This practice you can use at any time and in any place, and it's more powerful when used daily as a way to reinforce your boundaries and to maintain your energy. And you can use it at any time that you feel your energy is being challenged or manipulated. So are you ready to use this powerful visualization practice to create an impenetrable shield of light around yourself and to experience the safety and protection that it provides? You have the power to protect yourself. And now let's talk about those energetic cords, and you can actively release them with the intention and visualization practice that I will share with you now. And this practice will allow you to remove these attachments and to reclaim your energy. In a quiet moment, sit comfortably and take several deep breaths, and now visualize those energetic cords connecting you to entities or to people that are draining your energy or influencing your thoughts, and imagine those cords as dark or thick ropes that are pulling on your life force or limiting your potential. Bring your intention to mind, the intention to release those cords, and then visualize yourself using a sword of pure white light to cut through each of those cords, and then with each cut, feel the release of those connections as the energy returns to you. And then visualize yourself sealing the places where those cords were attached with a bright white light, protecting you from any further attachments. Use your breath to move through the process and allow yourself to feel the energy shifting and the cords releasing. This practice, when done with intention and with emotional power, is very effective, and it is a tool that you can use to take back your power at any time and in any place. So, are you ready to actively cut those cords and to release the manipulations that are holding you back and to reclaim your own energy? It's time to take back what is yours. And you must also make energetic hygiene a part of your daily routine, and that requires a very specific and consistent method that you can easily integrate into your daily schedule, and it's crucial that you make this a non-negotiable part of your life. This daily practice of energetic hygiene is like brushing your teeth for your energy field, and it's essential for maintaining your well-being. Every morning, as part of your routine, spend some time in meditation to quiet your mind and connect with your higher self. Use this time to set intentions for the day, to create your shield of protection, and to release anything that isn't serving you. Then throughout the day, be aware of your thoughts, your emotions, and your energy levels, and take steps to shift any negativity as it arises, using the tools that we have discussed throughout this session. Engage in a regular cleansing practice, whether it's smudging with sage, using salt baths, or using visualization techniques, and use them consistently to clear any stagnant or negative energy from your field. You must also be very aware of the information that you are consuming and the people you are spending time with, and choose them wisely to avoid any additional lower vibrational influences. So, are you willing to make energetic hygiene a non-negotiable part of your daily routine, and to commit to these practices to create long-term well-being? This is an essential part of maintaining your spiritual health, and you must also understand that this consistency with your practices, with your protection, and with your energetic hygiene will create long-term positive changes for your life, far beyond just this alignment, and that is the most important thing for you to realize today. These practices aren't just temporary fixes for the challenges of this alignment. They are fundamental tools for creating a positive and sustainable future for yourself and for your journey, and you must remember that. By integrating these methods into your daily life, you are building a foundation of strength, of clarity, and of resilience that will serve you in every area of your life, long after this alignment has passed. These practices are designed to align you with your highest self, to release negative patterns, and to create a reality that is congruent with your own personal truth and with your own highest potential. And the more consistent you are, the more powerful the effects will be. This is not just about getting through this period. It is about creating a new and improved version of yourself. Are you willing to embrace these practices as a way to create long-term changes for your life and for your journey? This isn't just about today, it's about your future. And to fully illustrate the possibilities, let me share a final case study of an individual who not only navigated these challenges, but also achieved a significant spiritual breakthrough and completely transformed their life using the tools that I've shared with you today, and they did this during a period of very intense energetic change. This person, much like many of you, faced intense manipulation, emotional turmoil, and spiritual interference during a similar period of heightened cosmic energy, and the negativity was intense and very difficult to deal with. They felt lost, confused, and deeply disoriented, and they couldn't see a way out. However, they chose to actively engage with the tools that I've shared with you today, and they started by releasing energetic cords, by creating an energetic protection shield, and by incorporating daily practices to maintain their vibrational frequency. And over time, this person not only released negative patterns, but also stepped into a more powerful sense of purpose, and they completely changed their life, moving from a place of fear and uncertainty to a place of joy, abundance, and profound spiritual clarity. They were able to turn what they thought was a curse into a very powerful blessing, and they were able to step into their highest potential. This is just one story, and that means this is possible for all, and that includes you. Are you willing to believe that this level of transformation is also possible for you? This isn't just a possibility, it's your potential. And as we move towards the final stages of this alignment, and as you are understanding more of the dark side, it is important to highlight the duality that is present, and to emphasize that while the challenges are very real, there are also very immense opportunities for growth, for transformation, and for spiritual awakening if you choose to step into that path. And that decision is entirely up to you. The alignment is not just a source of potential conflict and negativity, it is also a catalyst for deep and profound growth, and it's essential you know that. The intense energies and the thinning of the veil provide you with a unique opportunity to confront your shadows, to release negative patterns, and to step into a more aligned version of yourself. It's as if the universe is providing you with a cosmic push, designed to propel you forward on your spiritual journey. You can choose to resist this push, or you can choose to embrace it and to use it as a source of transformation and growth. This is not something to be feared. This is something to be embraced, because it is in the darkness that we can find our truest light. So are you willing to embrace the duality of this alignment and to use the challenges as a way to step into your highest potential? This is your chance to become who you are truly meant to be. And so this period, this intense energetic alignment, it's not just about surviving, it's about thriving, it's about creating a new reality, and you have the power to do that right now, and it's important that you understand that this is your choice. This is a powerful turning point, and it's a very important opportunity to consciously shape your future, and the more you understand this, the more you can choose to engage in the process. This is your moment to take charge of your own life, and to create a reality that is aligned with your own highest good, and the power to do that is inside of you. You are not simply enduring this experience. You are creating a more empowered future as you learn to navigate the darkness and to move forward with more awareness and more strength. You are not just waiting for this period to pass, you are choosing to use it as a way to completely transform your existence. So are you ready to embrace your power and to actively create the future that you desire, rather than simply reacting to circumstances? This is the moment to make that choice. And you now have the tools, you have the understanding, and you have the knowledge to navigate the rest of this alignment with grace and with power. And you have the personal power, you have the agency, and you have the responsibility to use this to create the future that you desire. And this is all in your hands right now. But there is one final piece of this puzzle, one essential truth that needs to be revealed to bring this all together, and that truth is what we will explore in the final section. You have been given everything you need, and the next section is the final step to understand how this information comes together to create your transformation. This final piece of knowledge is essential for you to complete your transformation and to step into the highest version of yourself. So, are you ready for this final reveal? What you are about to hear may shock you. And so now, the final truth, this six-planet alignment, it's not just a random cosmic occurrence, something beautiful to look at in the night sky. It's a carefully orchestrated trigger point in a long-term plan that has been designed by unseen forces, and that plan is not in your best interest. This isn't about planets aligning in some arbitrary pattern. It's about a calculated manipulation designed to influence human consciousness, to siphon your energy, and to trap humanity in a lower vibrational field of fear and separation. This has been in the making for a very long time, and the manipulations that we've talked about today are just small parts of a much larger strategy that has been playing out over many years. The distortion of reality, the subtle energetic attacks, the time manipulations, and all of these things working together to create a very specific environment, one that is designed to keep you trapped, and that's why you have to know about this. This information that I've shared with you shows you the specific tactics being used and will provide you with the tools you need to be aware and to take action right now, because this knowledge is your greatest power. Are you ready to accept that what you are experiencing right now is part of a much bigger, more sinister agenda than you could have ever imagined? This is not just an alignment of planets, this is a strategic manipulation of consciousness. And what's also essential to understand is that this alignment is part of a much larger pattern. It's one of many recurring cosmic events that are strategically designed to create these same lower vibrational fields over and over again, and these cycles of manipulation, they've been happening since the dawn of time. This is not a singular event, but a repeating cycle, and these times of the thinning of the veil are used to target humanity, to reinforce negative patterns, and to keep you trapped, with the sole purpose of stealing your energy and limiting your potential. And each recurrence of this cycle, it has become more intense, due to increasing technologies and due to more sophisticated manipulation tactics, and if you don't see this, you'll be doomed to repeat it. The energies this time are unlike anything that has happened before, and that's because each cycle is designed to be more impactful than the last. And your role in this cycle is not to be a victim, but a powerful agent of change, someone who can help to alter the course of the future. This is your opportunity to break free from this repeating pattern and to choose a different path. Are you willing to acknowledge that this alignment is part of a larger pattern of manipulation and that you have the power to disrupt that cycle? This is not random, it's a pattern that you must now recognize. And now, the final piece that shows how it all connects. The dark side of this alignment, the heightened senses, the spiritual interference, the distortion of time and reality, all of these are interconnected. They are all part of the same strategy, designed to keep you in a state of fear and to prevent you from stepping into your true power. They're not separate events. They're pieces of a puzzle that create a full picture when seen together, and that picture reveals the true extent of this manipulation. The subtle energetic attacks, they weaken you, and they make you more vulnerable. The time distortions disorient you, and they make it hard to track what is happening. And the reality manipulations, they make you question everything you see, or hear, or feel. And all of these factors amplify one another, creating a far more powerful impact than any of these alone. They are not just random occurrences, they are specific tactics, carefully designed, to create a very specific outcome, and to keep you in a constant state of confusion and disempowerment. It's not enough to just see them as isolated events. You must see how they fit together, and you must see how they amplify one another, and that is what will give you the power to break free. Are you ready to see the full scope of this manipulation and to understand how it all comes together? This is the final piece that completes the whole picture, and the key to understanding all of this is knowing that your personal power and the choices that you make now are what will determine the ultimate outcome of this cycle and the destiny of the future. This isn't about being a victim of circumstance or simply waiting for the universe to decide your fate. This is about actively choosing to participate in your own journey, and you are the most powerful influence in your own life, no one else. Every action you take, every intention you set, and every energetic choice that you make, it's not just about you. It has a ripple effect that influences the collective and the trajectory of humanity. You are not just a passive observer, you are an active participant, and you are a co-creator of this reality, and what you do matters. This isn't just about navigating the dark side of this alignment, it's about actively shaping the future with your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. Are you ready to step into your personal power and to understand the profound impact that your choices have on the world? This isn't about waiting for change, it's about creating it. And now it's time to see how this alignment, it is not just an isolated event, but part of a much larger struggle between light and darkness, one that has been going on for a very long time, and this is where the full scope of the conflict comes into view. This battle, it's not just something that is happening in the sky. It's a battle that has been raging on since the dawn of time, with very specific players and very specific agendas, and you are a very important part of this conflict, whether you realize it or not. This alignment, it's not just a planetary configuration, it's a flashpoint in a cosmic war, and you have a very significant role to play. And that role is to choose the side that you want to be on, and to act in alignment with that choice. This is not just a small issue, it is a battle for the future of consciousness, and you are not just a witness to this, you are a key player, with the ability to make a profound difference. Are you willing to accept your role in this greater conflict, and to understand the true significance of this moment? This is not just a planetary event, it's a cosmic battle that you are a part of. And the meaning of all the patterns we have identified throughout this video are that they are all interconnected, and they've all led you to this point, to this very moment of choice. Each energetic cycle, each manipulation tactic, each subtle signifier, and each challenging experience was designed to bring you to this very place of knowledge and power and your ability to choose. This isn't random, and it's not arbitrary. It's all been part of your journey. It's all been designed to awaken you, to empower you, and to bring you here. The signifiers, the synchronicities, and the negative feelings, they were all signposts along the way designed to guide you, to awaken your awareness, and to prepare you for this moment. Each pattern was there to show you the truth, and they are all pieces of a larger puzzle that have now come together and given you a much clearer understanding of your own personal journey. And the fact that you have recognized them means that you are ready to receive this information and to take your power back. Are you ready to connect the dots and to see how all of these patterns have led you to this moment? These weren't just random, they were part of your awakening. And that's why understanding the dark side of this alignment provides you with such a unique opportunity to take control of your experience and to move forward with intention and awareness, and to create a better outcome for yourself and for the collective, and that's what I want you to really understand. This knowledge is the key that unlocks the door to your freedom, and it empowers you to navigate this period with more control, with more clarity, and with more confidence. It's not enough to just know about the darkness. You must also use that knowledge to step into the light and to create a more positive future. And what you choose to do now with the information you've gained will determine the ultimate outcome of this alignment, and that is why this understanding is so important. If you choose to ignore the darkness, then you are doomed to repeat the cycle over and over again, and the only way to move beyond it is to face it and to use it to find your light. So, are you ready to use this knowledge to take control and to create the better outcome that you desire? Your ability to understand the darkness is your key to finding the light. And in fact, these challenges, they were actually designed to facilitate growth and empowerment, to help you to step into a more aligned version of yourself, and to create an understanding that is far greater than you would have ever imagined. This darkness, it is a necessary component of your journey, a part of the whole, and without it, you would never truly be able to understand your power. It's like the contrast that shows you what is light and what is not. The struggles, the manipulations, and the negative experiences, they're not something to be avoided, they're something to be embraced, because they are catalysts for your personal and spiritual evolution. This isn't about shying away from the dark side of the alignment. It's about using that darkness as a tool for transformation. This is where you can discover your own true power, and by navigating these challenges with awareness and with intention, you become far stronger and far more resilient than you could ever have imagined. So, are you ready to embrace the darkness as a necessary component of your journey and to step into the light of your highest potential? Without the dark, there can be no light, and that is an important perspective to hold. And all of the teachings and the spiritual practices that I've shared, the visualizations, the cord cutting, the energetic hygiene, all of these are key tools that you can use not only for this alignment, but also for all future energetic events. And that is such an important understanding to have today. This information is designed to serve you, not just for the next few weeks, but for the rest of your journey, and that is why you need to fully integrate it. These practices, they're not just temporary fixes. They're a framework for creating a life of continued growth, transformation, and empowerment, and a way for you to actively participate in your own life, rather than just being a passive observer. And with these, you have the tools to create security and a deeper sense of control, and you have a roadmap to maintain your energy, to align with your higher self, and to navigate the complexities of your spiritual path. Are you ready to use these tools as a pathway to your continued growth and transformation? This is not just for this moment, this is for the rest of your life. And so self-awareness, intention setting, energetic hygiene, and consistent action, these are all absolutely essential for transforming your life and for creating a new future, and each of these must become a constant practice for long-term results and for real and lasting change. These aren't just isolated ideas. They are deeply interconnected practices, and when they are combined, they create a very powerful force for transformation. When you cultivate self-awareness, you begin to recognize the patterns and the manipulations that are influencing your life, and that is the key to moving beyond them. When you set clear intentions, you are guiding your energy toward a more positive outcome. And when you practice energetic hygiene, you are creating a buffer from negative influences. And when you take consistent action, you are actively shaping your reality and creating the outcome that you desire. And when you choose to do these daily, you will create long-term positive changes that will impact every area of your life. Are you ready to engage with these patterns on a daily basis to create lasting transformation and a more fulfilling future? This is how you create a future you love. And ultimately, the universe, it is guiding you, it is supporting you on your path, and you are never truly alone, even when things feel chaotic and even when things feel difficult. There is a greater plan at play, and you are an essential part of that plan, and you have the ability to bring your own magic into it. These challenges, they are a necessary part of your journey, designed to help you to step into your highest potential, and even when you don't understand what's happening or why, you are always guided and supported. You might have doubts and you might have fears, but you are never alone, and there is a greater force that is always working for your highest good, and you just need to remember that. This journey is not without support, and you are always being guided, even when it doesn't feel that way, and you must trust that, because it is the absolute truth. Are you ready to embrace this understanding and to let go of the fear, knowing that you are always supported and that you are always guided? You are not alone, you are part of something far greater. And so now, release the tension and know that the power to create a positive future, it lies within you and within your choices, and you are the creator of your own reality, and you have the ability to make that reality into anything that you desire. You're not a victim of circumstance, you're a powerful co-creator, and you have the agency and the ability to shape your life and to create a better world. You are not powerless, you are powerful beyond measure, and the future is in your hands. It's time for you to move beyond fear, to embrace your power, and to choose a path that is aligned with your highest self, and that is what I want you to take away from this. You are the one that you have been waiting for. Are you ready to step into your power and to create the future that you desire? You are not waiting, you are the one that is making it happen, and the work is not over. In fact, this is only the beginning of your spiritual journey, and this is just the next phase of your transformation, and now there is a whole new landscape to explore. This isn't the end, it's a new beginning, and this is an opportunity to go deeper, to learn more, and to become even more aligned with your highest self. The journey that you are on now is going to be more intense, more profound, and more rewarding than anything you have previously experienced, and that is the truth of the path. What you learn now will pave the way for your future transformation, and this is an ongoing journey, and it is not going to stop here. Are you ready to see that this is not the end, but a new beginning, and that you are ready to step onto that new path? This is just a new phase of your journey, and it will only get more interesting. And now, as you move forward on your path, your journey is going to be even more impactful, and you will have the opportunity to become a light for others, and that is a powerful destiny. The actions you take, the choices that you make, and the way you live your life will have an impact on the world, and you are far more influential than you realize, and that is what is so important for you to know right now. You have the power to inspire, to heal, and to guide, and as you move through this journey, you will become a beacon for others, and that is what this was all about. This was not just about you, it was also about the collective, and your impact is far greater than you might imagine. Are you ready to accept your role as a leader and to understand that your personal transformation has the potential to create a positive impact on the world? You're not just transforming your own life, you're transforming the lives of others. And so I want to offer my support, my encouragement, and my sincere invitation to continue on this journey through the community that we are creating here. Your experiences, your insights, and your unique perspectives, they are very valuable, and we can all learn and grow together. If you found value in these teachings, and you are ready to step into your power and to transform your life, then please like and comment and share your experiences below. And also subscribe so that you don't miss any future updates, any future guidance, and any future opportunities for growth and transformation. Your comments, your subscriptions, and your engagement that provides support to the channel, and that also allows us to continue creating content that helps more people like you to awaken to their power. Are you ready to join the community and to continue on this journey together? We are all in this together, and we are all on the same path. And now, as we reach the end of this message, know that the next phase of your journey, it will bring even more intense transformations, more profound revelations, and more powerful awakenings. And I am here to guide you and to support you along the way, and that is what I want you to know now. You have everything you need, you have the strength, you have the wisdom, and you have the guidance. And the next phase of your journey might be even more intense and even more challenging, but it will be even more rewarding, and it will bring you into a deeper understanding of who you are and what you are capable of. And what you are about to experience, it may be something that will surprise you, and that's the wonder of this path. So are you ready for the next phase of your journey, and are you ready to embrace the transformations that are coming? The best is yet to come, and I am so excited to see where this goes. Thank you for joining me here, and I'll see you in the next video, where we will continue exploring the mysteries of the cosmos and the magic that is inside you.